And we're live. Hello. Uh, yeah. Just want to set up a stream. I've been having interactions with JiL today, which is always fun. You know what he's like. Uh, interactions with JiL. Oh, fuck. Sorry. That's me. I'm sorry. Which is always fun. You know what he's like. Right, so basically, he asked me to start up a stream. I had a 17 hour. Was it 17? Yeah. No, 11, 12 hour stream the other day. So it just got a new bit, but yeah, and he was offended that he was in it at one point, then didn't come back, and apparently it's my fault that he didn't know it was still live and he didn't come back. Work that one out. So he's been writing in the comments. So I thought, oh, the link is in the side chat, by the way, if anyone wants to join. Window. It'll be that one. So I just thought I'd walk you through the interaction with JiL, and hopefully, I nearly said hopefully JiL will join, but you know what I mean. So JiL started off with, "This was the longest stream ever. Had I known you was," I think he meant still live, but he wrote still live. I would have, English teacher. I would have come back. Do it again, liberal. I dare you. Who's your daddy, wild heart? So that was the opening gambit. I put, do another 12-hour stream just so I can talk to JiL. You're a funny man. He then came back with, but I have your parents' permission. Basically, I think my mum was in the room when JiL was on like one of my panels or someone's panel, and she was joking, saying, "Yeah, someone should sort him out or something." He took it as serious. She was joking, JiL. So I put, I'm 42. My parents' permission doesn't really matter. Don't worry, the next time I do a stream, I'll let you on to spout your usual bullshit so everyone can laugh at you as usual. And he came with, "Bro Joe tried that approach and it backfired. JiL destroys false narratives." Now, this is where it gets interesting. I put, "The only false narratives I've ever seen you destroy are your own, normally within 2 minutes." And he says, "I destroyed the false narrative that you were just another drunken atheist." He put atheist. I think he means atheist. English teacher. not, not by might nor power, but by his spirit. The atheist backed by Satan and Pine Creek told you that it was okay to be a drunk. That you can be a good drunk according to Pine Creek. Did you read Psalms 91 yet? Your homework was to read it every day for 3 weeks. Now, if JiL does turn up, I do want to ask him, like, what is the point of reading? I've read it, by the way. We'll get into that in a bit. But he says your homework was to read it every day for 3 weeks. First, I want to know, what is the point of reading? Like, once you've read something and you understand it, why should you have to read something every day for 3 weeks? Surely that's some kind of indoctrination, kind of read it until it makes sense. Well, if it takes you that long to make sense, it's kind of bullshit from the start. Do you know what I mean? And I want to know why 3 weeks. What about if I read something every day for 3 weeks? Like work, that just seems kind of arbitrary. To steal Veckel's phrase, do you know what I mean? Why every day for 3 weeks? Oh, sorry. Yeah, why every day for 3 weeks? Will that make it more believable? I don't get it. So yeah, if someone can remind me to ask him about that. So I said, first of all, it was not a false narrative because at the time I was just another drunk atheist. Secondly, me not being a drunk atheist anymore has nothing to do with you or your Holy Spirit. And no, I haven't read Psalms 91 specifically, but I have read the entire Bible, so I would have read it at some point. I'll get right on it. Although, given that I don't believe the Bible is authoritative, you may as well give me a quote from Captain Kirk, which will be equally meaningful. Which I thought was a good point, you know what I mean? Like, he's coming from the point of view that the Bible, like, actually means something. He's coming from the point of view that the Bible is actually true. Whereas I'm coming from the point of view that it's just a book, like complete fiction. So you may as well give me a quote from Captain Kirk, which will be equally meaningful. And then I don't know how to say this next part. He says, "Well, you are a far better writer than you are a public speaker. We have much in common." Yeah, I think JiL's a far better public speaker than he is writer. He's a terrible writer. Like as far as like punctuation and spelling and grammar goes, he's awful. I mean, he's not much of a public speaker, but if you're comparing public speaking with writing, I mean, he's awful at both. But yeah, and then he said we have much in common. I put thank you, JiL. That's very kind. Although saying we have much in common, I'm not sure whether to take that as a compliment or insult. By the way, I read Psalms 91, and thank you. I never knew God had wings and feathers before. And it does say, He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. I don't know what buckler is, but not bad for a spiritual being. So, yeah, that was the interaction with JiL. If anyone wants to join, link is in the description. No, it's not. It's in the side chat. It's not in the description. I didn't do that. But we can go on to Psalm 91. I'm going to have to stop sharing. One sec. Yeah, I don't know why he wants me to read this every day for 3 weeks. But we can do that. So this is Psalm 91 from the King James Version. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. They shall not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fleeth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall by thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. I don't get it. I don't understand what he's trying to say at all. That's, I mean, to me, that's just gibberish. You know what I mean? Uh, Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honour him. With long life will I satisfy him, and shew him my salvation. I mean, which is fine. You know what I mean? What I think he's trying to say is, like, you put your trust in the Lord, and he'll look after you. Oh, sorry, Midnight Sir. Sorry, I was in a different time.
Why is Joe a little bitch?
He just is. You'll have to ask God. I don't know. Uh, but
Yeah, well, Jill, if you're watching this, you're a little bitch, and you even agreed that you're a little bitch when Brojo asked you the question. So, yeah, you're getting a call.
no, it's just a live stream on YouTube. Welcome, PJ. Good to see you.
Hey, what's up, guys?
That's not
You
PJ.
loud?
What the fuck
Your
are you
sparks?
talking about? That's not PJ. I don't believe that. Hey, PJ. I don't
What's a
know.
PJ?
Pussy Jack. I don't know.
Uh, like
Pajamas.
if you catch me outside in my pants, it's only because I slept in my pants. Does that still make them PJs?
Yeah, PJs, pajamas. Yeah.
You're black, PJ.
Say what?
Yeah, you're black, and everybody knows that.
That's why I
Stop
got all
hiding
them
it.
bikes in my backyard.
Yes,
Yeah,
you stole them.
I did. Save a lot of money that way. You just
What's up,
sell it
man,
back to
ninja?
the white kids on the other side of town, and they're like, "Oh, these bikes are nice." Like, yeah, I fixed them myself.
Your mother fixes them, so I don't know. That's so.
If
Yeah,
she
apparently
did,
Jill
if
is
she
a little
did, she would be
bitch.
crying right now. That dumb bitch. Sorry.
But yeah, apparently Jill is a little bitch.
Yeah,
Oh, Jill. Yeah, poor Jill.
yeah. I've been having a little back and forth with him in the comment section of one of my videos. Yeah, just to catch you up, he said read Psalms 91. This is what I don't get. He said read it every day for 3 weeks.
Does that make you feel like you're empowered? If the Lord's on your side, then there's nothing that It makes you
Yeah,
more feel more invincible. It's like a ego thing too. It builds you up.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because it's basically, I've just read it like it's basically trust in the Lord and He'll look after you. He makes sure you don't
Yeah.
get injured, you don't get hurt, which is
Right.
it's just demonstrably false. That like every Christian gets hurt and dies at some point.
Yeah.
So is he
They just
saying
they
that?
just they'll
No,
thank
they
the
live
Lord for it.
forever. Get it right, Wild Heart.
I know, but they die. The verse was the psalm was saying like God will protect you from everything. Like you won't even stub your toe. Do you know what I mean? So does that mean that if a Christian stubs his toe, he's not a real Christian? and God's not looking after him.
It's
I
because
don't-
they
I don't
failed,
get
or
it.
God's testing them, or there's some story behind it.
It's almost like this whole God thing doesn't really exist, and people are just believing shit to believe in it because they need something to believe in to to get past all the fucking insanity that they deal with in the world.
Yeah,
Jesus,
it's
But
almost
hey,
like
you know what? What the fuck do I know?
you knew all that what you just said, which is quite a bit. And I assume it
You
took
know what
quite
I
of
mean. You know
years
what
of
I mean,
accumulation of
PJ. You
knowledge
fucking Jew.
to get that sentence out. So
You know what I mean.
yeah,
yeah. So I'm just waiting for Jill to show up.
He's not going to. He's a little bitch.
Yeah,
He
well,
ran.
it
He
depends on
ran
what
away
time
from
it
Red
is.
Fang.
It depends on what time it is because they're having a sale day at KFC right now. It's like 2 for 1, so it might be a while. All through lunch. So I know I got mine and my 5-piece.
but I do have to take a short bathroom break. So I'll be right back.
So go get some chicken wings.
So you're gonna leave me here all alone,
All
PJ.
alone. What's up?
You say you're going to get some chicken wings. So you're gonna leave me here by myself?
Oh no! I said, "Well, I was gonna go get some chicken wings."
Oh,
He doesn't want to admit it.
ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
All right.
Lonely, I'm so lonely. I have nobody to call my own. What was your wife's name again?
Huh? Oh, Catherine. Oh, she says hi. Catherine says hi to you guys. Yeah.
Hey. So who's the top in the relationship? You or her?
Yeah. Gotta be. To be a man, you must have honor, and a penis.
I think it's a bit unfair.
Yeah. I have never heard honor among women. It's always honor among men. I don't know. I don't
Well, it
think women
depends.
can have honor among themselves.
Like when it comes to the women, it depends if they're in the kitchen or if they're at a sale where the honor happens.
Or
Because in the
naked and
kitchen,
barefoot and pregnant.
hey, Hillary's.
Wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Pregnant and barefoot in the kitchen.
Mhm.
Or if they're not in the kitchen, why are they not in the kitchen? That's the question.
Right. Or if they're out shopping for stuff to put in the kitchen.
Hey, Hillary.
Yeah.
Hillary's emails. It's the emails of Hillary's. It's the mails of Hillary Hitler. I don't know.
Join if you can. Link is in the side chat.
No, don't join Hillary's. We don't like you. Just kidding. Come join.
Come on down.
We're just awaiting Jill at the moment. Oh, we've got someone backstage called Rich. Oh, it's Tog. I just
Of course it's Todd.
I recognise
Rich
it.
bitch.
Rich bitch.
You
The
gone
Dire
too
Ant
far.
Wolf song. Let's go.
I was
You're a
thinking like
rich
Jill Holland's
girl.
on else.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've
Tog.
gone too far because it don't even
Hey,
matter
Jill.
anyway.
Jill.
You
Jill.
rely-
Jill. I
Oh,
said it nine. I said his name 9 times. Where the fuck is he? Jill.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
12.
Oh,
black
Tog.
people aren't good at math, and Beetlejuice is 3 times, so you might have to do it. Just keep doing it over and over till they get it. They're like, oh, that's it. Yeah.
No, you have to do it in a hook. Jill.
Oh,
You gotta
that's
hook
right.
it.
Yeah, wait.
Jill.
Wait. Hold on, wait.
Jill.
Do it in 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jill.
Go.
Jill Nye, the science guy. Jill.
Jill Nye, the science guy. Yes.
Oh, Jill Nye, the Christian guy.
Jill Nye, the
Yeah.
Christian guy.
Jill Nye, the Christian guy.
Jill Nye, the little bitch.
Oh, you gotta give them like extra 10 minutes because black people are also always late to the occasion.
Yeah.
That's a known fact.
You're a racist fuck.
He's
But
very
Jill-
busy.
Either.
Those crimes ain't gonna commit themselves.
Yeah.
Jill's supposed to be a science teacher, a maths teacher, and an English teacher.
That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, I know. But
I
Tog,
think
you might be able to help me out.
okay.
Jill told me to read Psalm 91 every day for 3 weeks.
Oh wow.
And apparently at this point, it will mean something to me. I don't know how long you've been watching, but I did read it out. No, it
Gay.
didn't.
No, I have not. I just saw that you were live, and I'm like, oh my
Gay.
god.
Do you
Fucking
think it's like
gay.
some kind of some kind of secret you unlock when after the last time you read it, like
Yes.
some kind of
Yeah.
level 3 or something? We find
Oh
out.
no, I just think Jill was poning wild hard, and he got into value reading it like for 3 weeks, and that's ultimately the values that you read it for 3 weeks, and that you were committed to doing it to seek in knowledge,
Yeah.
and ultimately that should
Ah,
be the goal, is that you're actually seeking the knowledge. So maybe you should feel that. But who knows? I'm just a fucking dumb fuck.
So
no,
that's
Take
that
my word
makes
for
that's,
it.
sense.
that's kind of like a little godlike, just
Yeah,
to make
just
sure
seeing
they
if I
do it.
do it. Yeah. Then if
Yeah,
I do it, then he wins. Nothing to do with the verse or what it means or anything.
yeah,
It's just if I do what he says, then Jill's won, kind of thing.
yeah. It makes it feel
Yeah,
good.
that makes
Yep,
sense. Yeah.
something off a checklist. Yep. So you got Whitey to do something today. Check. Tomorrow, get Whitey to do something today.
Well, the question is, are you satisfied?
Not yet, no. To
Not
be
yet.
fair, I've only read it twice, so I've not read it every day for 3 weeks. But
Oh,
yeah, no, I'm not. If you don't mind, if we can go through it again, I'll just bring it up.
sure.
Why don't you just like read it like all in
Oh,
one
that's the
day? Like when the teacher tells
controller.
you to write something on the board, just write it really quick over and
Oh
over again
yeah,
until it's done.
I
I
use
thought
that
that
as a
was someone
mouse.
smacking their
Yeah.
lips. Like, damn, someone's really
Told you that was
macking
some good
down.
chicken.
Yeah.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. Fowler?
Well,
And from the noisome pestilence. Pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord with yeah, which is my refuge. Even okay, I lost it. Thank you. Thank you for making
Nine,
me
well,
lose it.
I think what you have
nine.
to do is you have to break it down from the beginning when it says like the secret hiding place of the Most High. Okay, you got to start off where that is. Now, why would you start off with Willie Nelson's guitar inside of Willie Nelson's guitar? I don't know, but let's start there, guys.
I think what the whole thing is saying is basically trusting God, and He will look after you. He will protect you. But as I was saying, that's demonstrably not true because, like I said, every Christian that has ever lived has gone through trouble.
Believe in
And
God, God damn it! Believe
Well,
in
it's
I
God,
know, but
Bloodheart. What are
it,
you doing? Believe,
it,
believe, believe,
yeah,
believe. God
man.
damn it!
Just give yourself
Believe.
to Jesus. It's easy.
I'm,
Just
Yes.
I'm saying it doesn't make sense because it's clearly not true.
I mean,
Like
it's truth
even
in
if you
jail. That's
believe
all that matters.
even if you believe in Jesus or God or whatever, like those people still go through trouble and still die in the end. Do you know what I mean? So he's saying he shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler, which I think is something to do with hunting. I think fowler is, like fowl,
Bird.
like
Yeah, bird.
yeah, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and this is God. God shall cover thee with his feathers. I didn't know God had feathers. And under his wings, I didn't know God had wings. for a spiritual being, he has feathers and wings apparently, which I find
Well,
odd.
they're more like roto blades, you see, if you look at it scientifically, because
His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. They shall. Oh, sorry, Midnight's already read this, but yeah, what I think it's basically saying is trust in God and He'll look after you. Which I mean
like
is fair enough, but the length they take it to.
Okay, so
Oh,
here's something said in verse 5: You will not flee the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, and the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. These poetry talks of demons, and it's involving with the demon. So the terror at night is a type of demon with involving the incubus, while the arrow that flies by a day is another reference to another type of demon that they're thinking of. So these are references to demons, and it's pretty much to help you. People often quote these verses to help keep the demons away, essentially, because that's what it's
right.
there for, to protect you, again, from these things. And that's one of the importances of this passage, is to keep you guarded from those
It's,
things
yeah.
that are concerning of the spiritual. I knew this
That-
verse. I'm like, wait a minute, this verse seems familiar, and something that you learn when you're doing deliverance and ministry.
All right. That makes sense because terror by night. That's where we get the word nightmare from. It's German, like Nachtmare. It means like night witch, like you say, like demon.
also the name of my horse.
Supposedly, a witch comes down and sits on your chest. When you're having a nightmare and you can't breathe.
We call that a Cleveland steamer.
Sleep paralysis. And
Cleveland steamer.
sleep paralysis, right? Where
Yeah, the witch comes and takes a mean old shit right on my
a lot
chest.
of people experience that in prisons. They say I read about, because it has something to do with. Well, it doesn't have to all do with, but I guess some kind of do with like trauma and also guilt. People that hold a lot of guilt seem to have sleep paralysis.
Oh
more
yeah,
often than not. Yeah.
I think it's a medical condition when people, like, they're sleeping and they're conscious and they're just on their back. Mostly it's when you're laying flat on your back, and that's when you have it. And then you're awake
my
because
sister 4 sentences, 2 sentences.
I know. I was actually going to use her as an example, man. Oh man, she's such an inspiration, world renowned.
yeah, but I don't know why JiL told me to read this specifically. I think he might be trying to get at like my battle with alcohol and that. Like, if you just believe in Jesus and God, then you'll be okay with the alcohol and that. I'm not sure. I think that might. Again, we need Jill in here to explain himself, but
Like, are you
I think
wondering if
that's
he's genuinely
what
like
he's trying to get at.
wanting to help you in that way, like to bring you into his side, to comfort you, to take you under his wing, to show you what it's like to be good and righteous and
If
honorable?
Jill really gave a shit about Wild Heart, he wouldn't be trying him. He wouldn't be trying to convert him to Christianity, to to help with his to help with his alcoholism. Yes, there are some people who go to AA and find the strength to overcome the alcoholism through admitting there's a higher power and believing in Jesus and God. But literally, not everyone is the fucking same. Wild Heart may need something else. You may need to you may need to keep his hands and mind busy by
Mhm.
picking up a hobby like drawing
Yeah, but
or
Wildheart admitted that
crochet
he
or
is a
whatever.
Christian in a weird way, because when he's in dire straits or need, he cries out to the God, and the
I
God of
do.
the Bible. See, there you go.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Like
So
this
That is
morning,
true.
I was praying there was money in my bank account, and I was walking to the shop to check my bank account, and I was praying to God all the way. Well,
oh
please let
man,
there be money. Yeah. So
hey,
You're
yeah.
being a
hooked,
Christian
line, and
should.
seeker. You're hooked, line, and no, it's fine.
Here's a basket. Hold on one second.
I mean, again, who's to say? Does the devil call out to Satan when he's in distress, out in change of eternal darkness? Do you
I
think
mean,
he
aren't
asks
the
for
devil and
forgiveness?
Satan the same
Can the
person?
devil call my name?
Sure.
Welcome, Nerdy Roden. Let's see you. I'll just check
No,
Yeah,
everybody.
it's not
I
good to see
don't.
Rudy.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right, Midnight. I think it is wrong for Jill to try to convert Wildheart because it already seems he's converted. If he's calling out
Yeah,
to
Oh,
I
God
doubt.
already.
that was low.
I
That was
doubt
low.
Wild Heart is converted.
I take offence at that. So
Well,
no,
you can
but
only look at it. You can only look a gay man in the mouth so much, or how is it a gay horse? I forget
Well, how
the
about like
local.
a wild heart?
yeah,
Like if
get
they say it's
off.
the end
I
of the
think
world, right? Everything goes into a big white flash, and you're only able to call out to one name that could possibly save you. Only one name. What name would that be?
Mom.
it would be a close call between God and Mum. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
right on. See, yeah.
Mama.
I should have said aside from a parent, but like, yeah. I mean, if you had to call out to like a savior that was, some kind of something that would save you, what would you call out to?
yeah. That would be God. Yeah, whether I believed or not. Yeah,
I said mama
just
because it made me think of the wartime where all those, they call out to their moms.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That got me.
Well, just
And
just through
um,
desperation. I don't think that means that I actually believe or that it's just what else are you gonna do
you're
when you
yeah, your body's predetermined to call out for God because he isn't real. It's part of evolution. That actually might be a good argument. Sorry to interrupt. I got too excited.
yeah
right. Yeah, I wonder what the standard set would be, like something like that, where it'd just be what you falter or what you fault on first believing in that way of what the next life possibly would bring.
but I think it's like when you got no options left, what are you gonna do? You might as well call out someone or something that you don't believe in. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Mm.
what if you got to? It's like Pascal's wager at that point. What if you got to lose?
Yeah, unless you let's just like rely on yourself, be like, what the fuck do I do now? Kind of deal. What's next?
Yeah,
If you're just looking from in out, I
yeah,
guess. I don't know.
Right. It's only rational that the moment you
Mm.
it's because calling out to God's the equalizer. It is making the everything go to crates. It's saying this is the halfway point of what is bad at this moment. And now things are gonna get better from this point on because now again you think you have something looking out for you. And then things do
yeah,
get better because you put yourself in that mindset. And when you put yourself in the mindset, again, are
yeah,
things really better? Or are you just changing
Mm.
your perspective on that? And then when something comes along to seem to make it better, now is that a gift from God, or was that something that was always just waiting there for you to look at as an option because you weren't thinking clearly? And now you can like with the part about it is now that you're clear, you can now resort your brain and go back to the wisdom that you can figure out what to do and solve your solution if something doesn't just conveniently land on your lap as sometimes it does.
Yeah.
yeah. Plus, if you genuinely converted and genuinely believed in God, that would change your behaviour, which might actually help you. Whether a God exists or
Yeah.
not, believing in God makes you change your behaviour. Therefore, it
Mhm.
might help your life, even if there
Yeah.
isn't a God. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like there's nothing worse. Like I've been through the foster home system. There's nothing worse than watching a dumb kid try to put a model kit together with just ignore the instructions and just go off what he looks at.
Yeah.
It's the funniest and worst thing in the world. Because it's just
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that would be painful. Yeah, to watch.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Nerdy Rodent says, I call it to Donald Trump. Fuck me. You're in trouble.
You're fired.
You're fired. Yeah, when you piss him off, you're fired.
You should have tried hard. I'm sorry. You're fired. Try it next time.
Fired. We don't have a deal. No deal. Not gonna happen. You're fired. Get out of here. And Trump.
So
Or the
this is
underpants gnomes,
yeah.
yeah. The underpants gnomes are worth believing in, yeah.
Right.
This
Especially with
is
Trump, because all those
the
rumors
thread
about him crapping his pants from all the cocaine use. You don't hear about that too much anymore. Hush money goes a long way.
I thought that was his son or something that did all the cocaine. Was that
No, it was the
actually
people that were on the show where he says you're fired. What's it called? The Apprentice.
Apprentice?
The
Yeah.
some people on that show that were his assistants and some director, producer, whatever, who didn't like him too much, who got either were fired or I guess just after the show moved on, said that they were making jokes about how he would crap his pants all the time, and he wouldn't be able to fart because he had to run to the bathroom because he was always shitting his pants and losing control of his bowels.
Okay,
And they say that he could go through a lot of cocaine use,
stop
so he
exposing
could
my
get a lot
fear.
of
Stop
and a lot of
exposing my
people.
fear. Jesus Christ.
Whoa, wait, hold on, I'll be right back.
Why is the loose asshole your fear, Midnight? What are you doing to your playground?
Yeah, I
What?
bet
It's
you're the
midnight.
top.
That's
No,
all
no,
wrong.
In there.
I'm afraid of shitting myself in public. Okay.
Oh man.
What are you afraid of doing it because of the shame, the guilt, and the sexual thrill?
No.
Just don't eat any chili before you go out.
I mean, I
Try
think it'd be
those.
kind of beautiful.
Yeah. I'm walking through ShopRite. All of a sudden, I shit myself, and I feel something go down my leg, and it's all over the floor. People are
Oh, man,
staring
that's
at
funny.
me like, "Oh shit!" It would be a fucking nightmare. Okay, no.
I emailed Jill the link to the stream. Hopefully he'll reply.
Yeah, he will. He's gay.
Well, I don't usually
Oh.
send him messages.
I was gonna say, speaking of black people, there's a rap song about crapping your pants. I think it's called Lucy's by has a verse in there about crapping your pants. I think it's a situation like that in public, and it's by DOS Effects. Yeah, it's pretty good. If you're not familiar with DOS Effects, check them out. I think they're like they have like DMX style, and they're part of the Wu-Tang Clan, so that style of New York, heavy rap.
You know, as men, we complain about a leaky ass, but women always have a leaky vagina.
Always. I
That's
wouldn't,
what they
I
get
Okay,
to
wouldn't
complain
Wild
all the
Heart,
time.
kick him out. You're fired, dog.
Ah!
No, no. You sick
say.
fuck.
Nerdy Rodent has some advice for you, Midnight. Rubber pants can help with anal leakage. Good to know. And a nice adult nappy is
No,
also a
fuck
good
off,
go-to.
Dappy. Nerdy. Goddamn hippie. You're a
That
hippie.
round.
Nerdy's a hippie. That's even worse than shitting your pants. Yep, Nerdy's a hippie.
But to get
Is it
back
because
to
of the crystals?
the thread that started this all, I'm still waiting for Jill to come in. Jill, the link is in the side chat if you're watching. He actually complimented me. He said, Wilder, you are a far better writer than you are a public speaker. We have much in common. Which I don't know whether to take as a compliment or an insult.
No, it's
No,
an insult because
Well-
Jill sucks at writing.
Right, yeah, it's an insult because he's comparing you to Jill. So yes, it's automatically an insult.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's a compliment because again, he's comparing you to himself. So that seems why would anyone say I'm a piece of shit and you are too? Right? It doesn't seem that doesn't seem like Jill anyway.
And Dunning-Kruger effect goes a long way sometimes.
I'd say maybe he's thinking of himself. He might be
Dunning-Kruger.
talking about himself too much, like he does go on, if you get what I'm saying. Or if you get what I'm saying. Sorry, I said that weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I got something to say before I forgot. I think I saw a fucking UFO or something last night.
Did you shoot at it? Man, I would shoot at it.
No,
Next time
no,
I see
okay.
one, I'm gonna shoot at it. I'll be like, yo.
So get this, it's the perfect setting, right? I'm heading home. It's like I'm getting right off the exit to my townships, right? So it's right off there on Volmer. And mind you, it's been foggy out, right? Because I'm coming from Peoria to all the way up not Peoria, I'm from Aurora then. I was coming from Peoria to Aurora to go home, right? Because of the work schedule. And like it was all foggy, like super fog, and the fog was rolling up north. It's been like hazy all day, but not foggy. So as I'm coming home, it was about maybe close to being 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's right over the bridge. Now it could have just been the headlight on the cloud, but it didn't look like the light was on the bottom of the cloud, right? And it looked like it came from the top of the cloud, like something coming overhead. And it just looked like a single light, like one little dim light. And it wasn't that bright, and it was a dim. It seemed like a plane, like a low flying plane, because it seemed like really low. But the only problem with that is that when I looked better out the window, because it was the lights when I came up on the bridge, it's not that foggy out. Like it's hazy, but there's no cloud in sight. Like over that way for like for there to be like a cloud. Right? So I'm like, what the fuck? Was it like a random fog that just blew in and I caught it with the eye and the someone's headlight, shined on it? Was it what's it called? A droid? Right? So it was weird because you get the traffic droids that fly overhead to check on the traffic now over here in the city. So they use the droids that to fly overhead. So it could have been a droid just flying in the clouds, following traffic. But again, it was like on top of the cloud, and it was only for like a split second. And I'm like, well, maybe it was a shooting star because of how quick it came by. Like it cruised, but it was going fast, but it was cruising. It was only for like 2 seconds. It just looked like something coming underneath clouds. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's so weird. It was fun, though. I wanted to share it.
I think that's. I mean, you just given for possible solutions to the problem there, like shooting star, drone, car headlights.
Yeah.
So it is literally an unidentified flying object. You don't know what it is.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm trying to summate it.
Why does the thought go to like aliens? It's almost like
exactly.
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't go to aliens.
Like,
I just said that I didn't
UFO,
mention.
Like but you said like UFO initially. But I'm thinking
I don't know what else to call it because I don't think it was. It was just a light. That's all I'm saying.
It like in a weird brain way, looking at it of genetics, like does maybe that makes more of a not a. It almost solidifies more that maybe we were left here a while ago by some other race, not because we're not really built for this earth, but because like let's look at like cargo culture.
UAP, that's what it was. Unidentified aerial phenomena is a better way to say it.
If you look at a cargo cult, like a cargo cult, right? There's already been 2 generations passed since any of them kids have seen a plane, but all they've seen were what their parents and grandparents talk about. But yet they still see sightings of a plane, but they'll say, "Oh, it could have been a bird," but we're pretty sure it's a commander or somebody will bring us some goods. Because they've been looking for that, and they're taught to look for that. So why are we taught to look for that for so long? Even back in the days of the Renaissance, we're even talking about this. What could it be of different aliens and things like that? Is it something that's built into us because it is? And could that idea only be there because it's a possibility that might have been that we kind of lean back on in a weird way? I don't know. Because imagination can only go so far with what you're given, and we're only animals, and we only could go with what we're given.
That is 100% true.
So, talking about the Renaissance, like they go back now to all those paintings with the things.
Yeah.
And the
angels in the clouds was supposed to represent the angels coming in the clouds. Yeah. I always thought it was like angels jerking off in the clouds, but apparently the clouds are little spaceships. You're riding them.
Do you guys want to see the power of suggestion?
Always.
KFC. I hope all you guys are already looking.
I was going to demonstrate the power of suggestion, but it might be good to do it here because it's not on my channel.
Cheers, sorry.
Give me a second. I'm going to share a video. Give me a second. Yeah, set it up. A clip, technically.
Excuse me.
All right, ready?
Oh, I hate this guy.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah. He's a... Yeah, carry on.
This whole group of people created a controversy. They've done videos. This one guy, who's just...
Hey, that's you!
He's Joseph Smith, but smarter. I mean, this guy could start a cult on his own. Someone sent me a video that he had done. As soon as it came up and I saw who it was, just clicked it off. Just not of any interest whatsoever. This whole group of people.
Now, can you believe that guy said those things about me?
I know, yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever met? I mean, you just admitted that you don't know who he is, so I'm guessing not.
Right. As I said, it's the power of suggestion, right? You see how terrible that is? Like someone could definitely use it. Like, look, see, he's talking about me, and I'm like, oh God. But think about it. Think about it. We all know the context of that video. Think about someone saw that and they actually thought it was me. He was talking about.
Yeah. He was doing like
I can pretty much
responses.
guarantee you that no one would ever think they're talking about you.
That's what I always say when I
Oh,
hear
thank God.
Mexicans talk Spanish behind me. I'm like, no, they're fucking talking about me.
Yeah, but that
Give me a
guy,
minute. Give me a minute. I'm being
he's a Christian apologist. Yeah, he's smarmy and arrogant as. Yeah, I can't stand the guy.
PJ.
And welcome,
PJ.
Because you're a
DT.
liberal.
PJ,
What's up?
what are you doing?
Chilling, waiting for my parts to arrive. So I take my computer apart. Hopefully it works.
All right.
Sexy.
No, like I said, the thing wasn't about the noticing of me, but the power of suggestion and how things can be manipulated and how propaganda can start and things people can twist. Simple information is that's not even talking about something and
You're
use
being
it. Kind of
you're being very propagandist right now.
that's the purpose. I'm using propaganda to show you so you know what it looks like and you can be aware of it.
And we have a JiL in the house. At least he's watching.
Oh yes, he's
Oh,
here
yeah.
finally.
Get it.
Where were you, Jill? I called you 15 times.
How dare you speak about your teacher that way? Well, yeah, he's my teacher now. I'm my daddy, according to one of his messages.
Yeah, right.
No, no, no.
Technically, Nerdy is right. He's like 10. Can you prove he wasn't talking about you talking? Technically, I can't prove that.
Yeah, he might have been. Yeah.
Technically, yeah. Technically, there's like a 1%, like 0.01% chance he was actually talking about me.
Yeah.
Nice gaslighting.
Someone
10 out of
does
10.
that's too much.
10 out of 10, Tog.
Yeah, so Jill, get your ass in here. This stream is entirely based around you and your complete and utter bullshit in the messages and stuff. And Sam, yeah, I have questions. If you could join, that would be grand. But don't worry if not. It's always nice to miss you as well. So how's it going, DT? Thanks for joining.
Oh, you must have made him. Oh, there he goes.
Was that to me? Oh, yeah. Good morning
How's it going?
or afternoon or whatever. It's evening where you are.
Evening. Yeah, just about. Yeah. 20 to 7 at night.
Ten after 3 here.
Oh, yeah. You're in Canada.
Oh, Canada. Yeah. East Canada.
East Canada. Right.
It's always dark in England because all the dim-witted people there.
I always feel sorry for Canadians. They are stuck next to America in the cold amongst the French.
My rental's Canadian that I'm driving right now. It's a Canadian Ford Explorer.
Wicked.
Its mileage is in km, whatever they're called, KHM. So it threw me the fuck off. I was like going 70. It's like, you're going 140. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, whoa. I'm like, oh, it's the foreign language. Okay.
You're going too fast, eh? Slow down.
Yeah.
KME.
You gotta follow the chevrons in Canada.
Yeah.
Was this all a boot?
I was just out blowing my driveway and my fucking battery died again.
Damn, that's a
were
lucky
blowing your
driveway.
driveway.
Man, that's gotta be a good driveway.
Lennox says that's a full afternoon.
He licked it clean.
Son of a bitch.
Took you all day, didn't it?
Did you salt it?
I'm going to give her 20 minutes on the charger and see what happens.
Nothing like prep work. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I don't know why JiL isn't in here. He's clearly watching. The stream was set up specifically to talk to him about his bullshit. He accused me of running from him. I had
Oh.
Well,
I had a 12-hour stream. He said, "Sorry, I was in once, but I forgot about it, and I didn't know you were still alive. Dare to set up another one." So I have done, and he's still not here. I don't get it.
Is it still
Oh, wow,
lunchtime?
that's
Do they have Wi-Fi at Popeyes? I'm not sure.
well,
good.
technically it is. It is like working hours too. So you might
Oh,
be
that's
like
good.
at the school time.
That's the beast.
Wow.
All right, now it's at Kubota.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
And that is
Oh, I
your
see those at the store I clean.
Royal King.
I
She
clean an
glows.
equipment. I clean an equipment center. They just got bought by this big company called Ultima. I can't remember the name. But yeah, they sell a whole bunch of those things, and like the farmer stuff equipment.
Oh yeah.
But you're never gonna get. Are you ever gonna get down to like tarmac with that? Are you ever gonna get rid of the snow? Do you know what I mean? Or are you just flattening it out to make it easier?
You don't really want to get rid of all the snow because the driveway's gravel. So if you leave like an inch or two of ice underneath,
Yeah.
it's all good.
Right. Yeah.
Or compact snow, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But you don't want to leave too much because what happens when it warms up to like 35 degrees and you left too much, then you got a big mess when it thaws out.
Yeah. Well, like shitloads of water. Just.
Yeah, just some really slushy snow, and then you get a bunch of ruts. And then if it freezes overnight, you got a bunch of frozen ruts in your driveway.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that.
No. No one wants a shitload of ruts. Maybe. Yeah. Too much snow equals moist beaver. That's true. No one wants a moist beaver.
Damn.
What about a beaver? I totally missed it.
Nerdy Rodent said too much snow equals moist beaver.
Moist beaver. Oh yeah. I like a moist furry beaver.
I like a moist beaver. Yeah, that's not bad.
Nothing like a mucked up dam.
Can you hear the snowmobiles yet?
I can.
Yeah.
You're going to see them here in a second going across the pond.
Oh, they sound like chainsaws. I was like, oh shit. Oh wow. Fuck.
God damn. Yeah, just in there. Cool.
Oh, I get a BB gun, be like a Tuscan Raider, the Sand People, you know. Pod race going on in my neighborhood, motherfuckers.
Not in my backyard. Technically, they're fish. They're on the lake, aren't they? It's fair game. It's hunting season.
Right.
Oh,
Cannibal, I need to survive.
here comes a straggler.
Oh, see, it's
no.
the weakest one. This is the one you take out.
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah, pick up the limb.
Yeah.
Couple of them.
Twins.
Those are the poorer models.
Yeah.
Chinese brands.
The older models probably.
Mm-hmm.
The newer ones, the young bucks, all in front. The old ones dragging behind, watching the herd, willing to make the sacrifice.
That would annoy the shit out of me, to be honest. All that noise, especially with such a kind of beautiful kind of scenery.
You know what the worst part is?
Yeah.
The worst part is you could even play the black people because you know they don't own snowmobile. That's terrible.
Right.
Todd,
And if
you're
there's a
fired.
black guy on one, you're gonna see like a bunch of like cops behind him. Like, pull over.
I've never seen a black man on a snowmobile.
That one he owned.
Okay, I'm gonna cancel myself. I didn't.
So I'm just put himself backstage.
Good riddance to Tog. No one likes him.
Fuck.
Oh,
That's right. They love me, bitch. Remember that.
You wish they loved you, you whore.
That's true. They can get them for alimony. Like, well, you love me. I need taken care of.
Yeah.
You engaged this with. I didn't engage it. They did. See? They coerced me. They did. My cat's like, you coerced me, motherfucker. Now pet me. I fucking love you, you son of a bitch. You're the best human I know. You stupid fuck.
Nobody likes Tog.
Nobody knows.
320 in Newfoundland.
Oh, I've got a question about Newfoundland.
Okie dokie.
Why is it called Newfoundland? Is it because it's Newfoundland?
It's not called Newfoundland. It's called Newfoundland.
Yeah, but the way it's spelled, it's Newfoundland. Is it because they found it recently? Like Newfoundland?
No.
No.
The
Okay.
Vikings were here in, I think, the 1300s.
Oh, that's quite old. That's older than America, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although when they named it, it would have been Newfoundland. Whenever they named it, it would have been new. No matter when they named it, it would have been new to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a etymological fallacy or something, like our fallacy against words sounding the same? I forget what that is.
I don't know.
I know what you mean, yeah. Just because, yeah, the word sounds the same, it doesn't mean that it means the same thing. But Newfoundland, it kind of, it says it in the title, do you know what I mean? It
Yeah,
must
right.
at one point have been Newfoundland.
Could you imagine if there was a place called Hornyland and it was just like a bunch of jagged mountain cliff ridges? Right? I want to go to Hornyland.
I think Disneyland counts.
Oh, that's terrible. Disneyland.
There's a town called Dildo here.
Nice.
What does it smell like there?
Plastic.
Fish, I would imagine.
Silicone. And fish. And ass. And lube.
Welcome, Christian Carpenter. Good to see you. And Spooky Bedher. Good to see you, man.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Good day, Spooky.
Oh, that is a great point as well. The really odd thing about Newfoundland is its half-hour time zone disparity.
You are correct.
The Newfoundland is the only place in the world that has a half-hour, because they're normally split up into hours, aren't they? You've got GMT, then GMT plus 1, GMT plus 2. So where does the half an hour, how does that work?
I don't know if it's the only place on Earth that does that.
Yeah.
But the reason is we're an island in the Atlantic Ocean,
Mm,
and we're halfway between two time zones, apparently.
right. Yeah. That would make
Maybe it's
sense.
because it's an island in the middle of nowhere, and they don't want nobody to forget about them. Like, hey, oh, it's that weird place that has the half-hour time zone. It's always like
Yeah.
in conversation, so they'll get forgotten about being a lonely island out there. So you gotta have something to hook them. I think I don't
Yeah.
know
Like,
because it's always given
The
to
like
like
tourist
it's
attraction.
a
Come
tourist
see the half hour. Come see the island in half an hour.
you see where the sun would hit the corner on the flat Earth, right where it hits the corner. That's the half right there. That's where we get it.
That's it. We're right on the edge of the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, come to Newfoundland. We're the only place that has half-hour time zone disparity. Yeah, that could work. Well, I'm disappointed. We've still got no JiL. I have lots of questions. But
Yeah. Why is he running from you again? I wonder.
no, yeah, he does that a lot.
I know.
Like I say, he specifically asked for this stream. I started the stream. We've been talking all day, all morning in comments. I started the
And
stream. He's even been in the side chat, so I know he's watching, and he
yeah,
still hasn't turned up. Yeah, if that's not running, I don't know what is.
right. Does he have your mother's permission to run from you?
Yeah, yeah. I checked before, and yeah, he does.
Okay.
That was one of the comments actually. He
All right, guys. I
said,
have to get going. I have to go do some shopping. I'll talk to you guys later.
Later, dude.
See you, talk.
yeah, that was one of the comments. He said, "But I have your parents' permission," and I said, "Chill. I'm 42. My parents' permission really isn't an issue. Do you know what I mean?"
Oh my.
The other interesting, I say interesting, quite interesting thing that's going on at the moment, praise I am that I am.
Yeah.
He's like kicked a lot of people off his channel, including Dave the News Unit.
Well, that was probably a good choice there.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's seen this, but yeah, there's like now a feud going on between about 6 different channels. People on different sides.
Free gracers and freewheelers and Calvinists and determinists and once saved, all saved and universalists.
We can have all the fun.
Ah, man.
Yeah, it's like once you get your shit sorted out between yourselves, then come to me and once you work it out yourself, all the Christians,
Right.
then I'll think about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, once y'all think like me, then talk to me.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
But I do have to take a short bathroom break, so I shall be right back.
Man. There's just no quick way to charge a battery.
Like a vehicle battery?
Tractor from my Kubota. I got to keep up on it more often. Remember me asking you about a magneto?
Yeah.
Well, that's this battery, and for some reason, it's got the battery slowly drains over time. I thought maybe everything was working out because I've done my driveway like 10 times probably, and the battery was holding up. And then just now, the engine stalled on me. And when I went to start it again, it wouldn't start.
Uh-huh.
So it's supposed to get charged with a magneto because there is no alternator.
Right.
And the only thing that runs off the battery is a headlight, which I don't ever use, rarely. And there's two motors. One rotates the chute sideways, and another motor lifts it up or down, so I can blow it low or blow it high, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the winter, when the combination of when it gets cold out and turning the blower sideways and up and down, it just slowly drains the battery faster than the fucking magneto can keep up with it.
Mm-hmm. How old is the battery?
Oh, it's almost brand new, like a year old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This has been this is my third battery because the dealership gave me two. The first two times this happened, they gave me a new battery, but the second time it happened, they gave me a new battery, but I told them it's not the battery. There's something wrong. It's not charging the battery. Whatever this tractor is doing that's supposed to charge that battery, that's where the problem is. So giving me another battery. I took it to the shop. It was under warranty, and I told them, flat out. I said, giving me a new battery isn't going to solve my problem.
Yeah.
It's just going to drain the battery again. So
I like that you said. Sorry, I like that you said flat out, like flat battery. So.
Could be a diode. If there's a certain type of diode that if anyone
No, you
kicks
said
back to
flat
charge
out.
it, sorry.
Like
flat out.
flat battery.
Not that kind of battery.
My dad used to make tractors, actually. I don't know if you've heard of David Brown's. Apparently, they were the only company what made tractors in like 1970 or something. Like world famous.
Sweet.
I got to get out my voltmeter and check it out one of these days.
Mm.
But would it not be easier to move somewhere less cold?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
with the Africans, when they say they have to walk like 5 miles to get water every day, but they live in like mud huts, it'd just be easier to move closer to the water. Do you know what I mean?
Right. And then the battery in my tractor to go get the water back and forth probably wouldn't die as often because it's not cold.
Yeah. Nerdy Rodent says, "Have you tried turning it off and on again?" That often works, surprisingly.
I tried that, but each time I turned it back on again, it just went.
Oh, welcome.
Midnight
to
left.
PJ Midnight. Welcome to Oversex. Good to see you.
Today was an easy day.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's going on, sir?
Not much. There's some issue with my classroom, so I couldn't have class today, and there was no free open room that was big enough for my class, so I could move my class. So I just got in front of my little computer camera in my office and gave the class, recorded it, and put it on the university's website that came home.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, right on.
Could you not do that? Could you not do that every day?
That would pretty dramatically reduce the educational quality I'm giving my students.
Okay. Yeah.
You can't ask a lot of questions.
Oh yeah.
Like if you don't understand
that was
something.
the problem. Yeah.
I don't get a good read on like looking at people's faces to see if they're confused.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Unless all the students also have cameras on them, that could work. Then you could see every student's face.
If we just had Zoom class, but the camera was right in their face the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how people would like.
Welcome, Bojo. Good to see you. They need room for the immigrants. Yeah.
We don't have hardly any immigrants where I am. You need to go a little farther north to Chicago to get that.
Yeah, not yet.
No, like they're in the middle of nowhere. There are just not jobs for immigrants.
Oh, right on.
Right, there's just no reason for them to be here. There's also there's no public transit. Right, there's not a whole lot of public works going on. You're not getting any social benefit from being here.
What are the wages like, though? I think that's what the immigrants are most interested in.
Well, because of my state, right, we have a couple large cities, biggest of which is Chicago. We tend to have high pay even in the more rural areas because of minimum wage laws.
Yeah.
But we also tend to also still have higher taxes, so it's kind of the same. Pretty much the same as living in the city.
Yeah. So is it the lack of jobs because it's said that like jobs for immigrants are that immigrants will do jobs that the locals don't want to do. You're saying there's not that kind of job available.
Yeah,
like
there wouldn't be that kind of job available anywhere if those jobs paid enough to live on.
Yeah.
Right. That's the part they leave off of that tagline. They do the jobs no one else wants to do because no one else can afford to do them.
Yeah.
Only immigrants that come into the country that avoid paying certain types of taxes and live, 20 people to a 1-bedroom house. Only they can afford to work those jobs.
Yeah. Plus, they're sending all the money back to their family in Vietnam or something. Oh, Bojo says, by the way, Tom, check for a short, the relays, or if something stays on draining battery. But sir, I did see your interaction with Pine Creek the other day.
It didn't last very long.
I know it would. I thought he was quite harsh. He didn't seem interested. I was
Well,
quite interested
no,
to see where it would go.
I wouldn't say he was harsh. He was just
But
terse. Isn't even really the right word. He just does not want to talk about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
he does seem to have certain things that he's talking about, and if it doesn't fit within that. But I was interested to see where it was go. It will go. It was like a
Yeah, I didn't even really get to give my rebuttal to what he said.
yeah.
He was just like, "Nah, I don't really want to talk about that." Remove me from the show.
I think someone
I'm gonna
popped
say.
in because you could hear the beep, when someone comes in on the whatever he uses. Yeah, so I think someone else just pops in and he said, fuck this, I'll switch line. Yeah.
Spooky's out there. Yeah, you didn't miss anything spooky. The actual conversation lasted all of about 30 seconds.
Hi, Erica. Good to see you.
By the way, my response to what was it? Fingernail clippers that he was holding up? I think that's what it was. Well, if it has all powers, let's have these fingernail clippers go up. Right. My response to things like that is, well, go ahead and let them go. We'll see if that's an actual power or if it's made up nonsense.
But I don't think he understood the premise. Do you know what I mean? You're saying that existence has all power because all power is in existence. It doesn't mean that everything in existence has all power. Like whatever he held up, you weren't saying that has all power.
Yeah.
You're saying that existence.
Yeah, there is no power that is not a part of it.
Yeah, I think he misunderstood kind of the argument.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of the same thing like when a Christian comes around and says, God's the omnigod, right? And they say God is all powerful. Most of the time, if they've had any sort of interaction, right, on that topic,
yeah,
they don't literally mean God can do anything you could possibly think of, right? Like God, they don't think God can do contradictory things, for example.
Yeah, it's like they've changed it to like maximally powerful.
Yeah,
He can
and
do anything.
that's actually probably how I should have said it.
Yeah,
it is the maximally powerful thing. There is nothing that's more powerful than it.
Yeah.
I might do that next time. That's probably better.
Yeah, I could have helped. Yeah.
I was trying to give him. I told him I tried to give him the shortened version. I'm not used to giving the 5-second version of the argument.
Yeah. But if you want to go into the argument, because I was genuinely interested in hearing the rest of it before you cut you off. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Well, there's still the streamlined version, which is if I show you something.
Oh, sorry, DT. I've just muted you. Yeah.
Oh, for the background noise.
Yeah.
What? Well, I think we did the part of this with you before. I've done part of this with you before when I asked you what would you call a god? What do you call a god? Like what's that word?
Yeah, to me, being brought up Catholic, it will be the Omni God, created the universe, has omnipowerful, omnibenevolent, all the omnis. You know what I mean?
Right. So then, since you actually have some sort of working definition, I wouldn't go down the route of trying to tease out what the word actually means to you, because you already kind of have that. So then I would go to something similar like I did with him. I would say, well, what if I could show you something, I'll say maximally powerful, something that's maximally powerful, nothing else more powerful than it. It has all knowledge, it is everywhere, and it's ultimately responsible for why anything exists. If it wasn't for it, you wouldn't be here. Nothing else would be here. I go, if I showed you that thing, would you call it a god?
just to be ultra picky with you saying responsible, because with that you're saying there's some agency there, like with existence. I'm not sure where you're going
Well,
with the agency of it.
well,
You know what I
if you
mean?
dig down into the minutia of it, it has agency. It actually has a ton of agency. It's just not. It's not like Yahweh. It's not like, well,
Yeah,
it is actually it's not like Yahweh, but it's not like the Christian God. Yahweh is a singular person entity that does things and says things, right? It's
yeah,
not like that. It's closer to like God, where God's the three different people and they all have their own thing that they do. It's
yeah,
closer to that version of God. Right? So
yeah,
it has
but,
agency, but
yeah.
it's like a bunch of agencies glued together.
But when you say existence, I don't tend to think agency. I think existence is just we don't know what brought it about, but it
Well,
doesn't
you
have it doesn't have a will. It doesn't
well,
it
well
doesn't
here.
want things. Do you
Well,
know what I mean?
I think you're selling yourself short. You exist, right?
I do, yeah,
So you're a part of existence. Do you have agency?
yeah, but
So
that
it's a transitive property.
yeah, I get what you're saying, but the fact that things in existence have agency doesn't mean that existence as a whole has agency, like an
Well,
overt.
yeah, I would agree. But
Yeah.
you as a whole don't have agency,
Right.
right?
Explain
Your
that.
hand doesn't have agency. It's just a piece of meat,
Yeah.
right? Your agency's up in your head.
Yeah.
That's the only part of you that has agency. The rest of you doesn't,
Yeah.
right? So would we say that you don't have agency because only a small part of you has agency?
No, but it's like you can't say you can say part of existence has agency, but you can't make the broad statement that existence has agency.
Well, if I think that's true if we're being very specific, but I would say that it's fair to say that existence has agency in the same colloquial way of saying it as if you have agency, because not
Yeah.
all of you have it. But we kind of understand that when we talk like that, we don't literally mean your big toe has agency.
Yeah. Yeah. I get what you're saying, but so but at some point before humans existed or before life existed, the universe, which would have been existence, didn't have agency. How do you kind of
Yeah, you're right. If there was no, as far as I'm aware, the only way we can have agency is with a mind, and that I think that that requires a brain,
yeah,
right? So before brains, I'm gonna go with, yeah, there probably was an agency.
yeah,
There's theories of like, like a Bozeman brain, which isn't literally a brain, but
oh
it's
yeah,
like a statistical effect of quantum physics, right? Maybe
mm.
maybe there is that or something, but
Yeah. I've never understood that. Yeah, I've heard of it, but never understood it. Yeah,
yeah. But
that's
it's important to keep in mind that existence probably is equal to universe, but not necessarily. If there's
yeah,
things other than the universe, existence would still include those other things.
yeah,
So if there's like two universes, existence would be both universes.
yeah. I think some people use the term like cosmos, like in case there's a multiverse.
Yeah.
Like universe doesn't encompass, but cosmos would encompass everything.
Or if the Christians are right, then and we have the universe and then we have the magical fairyland of Yahweh,
Yeah,
right? Existence would be both of those things.
yeah. Or else God wouldn't exist.
Yeah, and that's where that chart for Christians I use come in, where they
Yeah,
keep on saying their God doesn't exist because they don't want to.
yeah. Which is very funny, by the way. Yeah,
They don't understand that all things mean all things. They don't want it.
yeah.
They don't want it to be a thing. They want it to be a nothing, which is
Mm.
they're not thinking. They're not thinking when they say that.
So what constitutes a brain? Like, when do you think the first organism, or what the first organism was that had a brain?
Well, there's definitely a gray area, and I don't think we probably know the first organism to have a brain. But generally, I think a brain is a lump of neurons that is a part that is set apart from all other parts of that body. Right.
Yeah.
So like worms have neurons like all through their body. I don't know if worms have a brain. I don't know. I don't think they have a singular organ that's a brain. I think their neurons are spread out.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if I would count them as having a brain.
I just thought of something. I was thinking ahead a little bit, and okay, let's say there's something a little bit more evolved than a worm that has a brain. Could it have a brain? I mean, I think maybe this is obvious. I don't know. Could it have a brain and still not have consciousness?
Yeah.
Whatever that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
You could have a physical thing that is a brain, but not be advanced enough to. Wow, but that's a big question because I don't really understand. I don't think anyone does understand
Right.
where consciousness comes from a brain. So yeah, I think it's possible.
But the important thing is you have to make the distinction between intelligence and consciousness, right?
Yeah.
This is what made it clear for me.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Because intelligence is just the ability to solve problems. That's like the most toned down basic version of what intelligence is. There is no reason why something can't solve problems without being conscious.
Right. Like, I was just thinking like a slug.
Yeah.
Instead of going over a rock, go around it.
Yeah. But bacteria, right? They solve all sorts of problems for themselves.
Yeah.
Right? They have no consciousness as far as we can tell.
Yeah. They don't think.
It's just purely mechanistic. It's like purely mechanistic intelligence.
Yeah, by necessity. Yeah, they're not actually thinking consciously about it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why the book, I forget the name of the book. There's this really great book, and it's about first contact with aliens. And the thing that makes the aliens really creepy is that, well, they're dangerous, right? They're dangerous aliens. But what makes them really creepy is that they're crazy intelligent. Like, they're so intelligent, they're beyond our ability to understand how intelligent they are. They are not conscious. Right? So there's no... You can... They have the ability to talk and pass information back and forth.
Yeah.
But there's no emotions, there's no negotiating. Like, they're just problem-solving eating machines. Basically.
So is consciousness like connected to self? Do they have a sense of self? Do you know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, I think consciousness is the awareness of something.
Yeah.
That isn't directly involved with your survival or a problem. Like, you're aware of the outside. You're aware that screen's in front of you.
Yeah.
For example. Right? You're aware of how your body feels, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah. But I do have to say short bathroom break, so I'll be right back.
I see. Service too deep for Pine Creek. I'm not sure. I think Pine Creek's smart, but Pine Creek is very firmly in the. He's not really so much, I don't think, an atheist. I think he is an atheist, but I don't think that's really what he does. I think he's anti-Judeo-Christian. And his whole thing is he kind of just wants to tear that apart. He doesn't want to think about what might be the case.
Right, that's probably a fair assessment. Yeah, and he doesn't like
Pantheists.
well, he doesn't do the meta well either, and he'll admit to that. Like philosophy, he doesn't like. He'd rather talk. Yeah, he'd rather bash Christianity.
I know it's a shame.
And
If he ever runs into a Christian who has a similar level of understanding of the meta of the conversation as I do, or better, not even as good, right? I don't think it would take that much. I think he would have real problems dealing with that person. It's just that those types of people, they don't tend to call into a show that's almost solely just shitting on Christianity.
right.
But that is how the conversation started. Am I thinking of the right one? You said, "Do you want to talk about something meta?" And he said, basically, no.
Yeah, I asked him if he wanted to have a meta conversation on the topic.
Yeah. And Spooky Better, fuck you, I've got a weak bladder. Another bad but yeah.
I need to go back and clean up my other chart because I made, while you were gone, I made another chart for the atheist side of this conversation.
Yeah.
It's a series of questions about trying to get people to stick to what the word God means, and then running through the possible issues with that.
Yeah.
I even make new terms.
Yeah, we can go through that if you want.
We can see if I can find it.
Oh, is that your? Is that like is your God in or out of existence chart only for atheists?
Yeah, I mean, it's a totally different string of questions and things, but it has to do with the same issue about the properties of the thing you call a god. Right, so they're really closely related.
Although you are a fucking place. I've been atheist and non-atheist like every time I speak to you. It seems. Yeah.
And we talked about this. Like I mean, you could be an atheist. You just have to have a definition that excludes those farther out things.
Yeah.
And then that way you can acknowledge that those farther out things exist. You just don't think they're a god.
Mm.
In the last month, I think I've heard at least 4 Christians say their God isn't in existence.
Really? Damn.
It seems to be like an epidemic.
Or they happen to be the ones that I likely talk to, because that would be great.
A couple of them probably were, for sure.
I think probably.
But I heard somebody else say that, and I assumed it was completely unrelated to you or this circle of the internet.
That's because they get into trouble when they say that God is outside of space and time, and then you point out that if you're outside of space and time, then technically you don't exist. Do you know what I mean? I think that might be part of the problem.
Well, yeah, but it's even worse than that. Because if you ask, like, God would be contingent on existence.
Yeah, I think that's a kind of argument. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they go back to the thing that must exist, and it's not God, it's existence.
Yeah, they're just forgetting that existence is all things that exist.
Yeah.
So they're literally saying that their God doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah, exactly what Cerberus just said. Fuck, say that again.
They're forgetting that existence is all things that exist. So I forget how I phrased it the last time, but they're accidentally saying their God doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they're or they'll say God's outside of that. Right?
Yeah, not realizing that if the outside of that exists, then it's not actually outside of it anymore.
Right. He's outside of what exists. And I don't think they grasp that.
Oh, when they do grasp it, they kind of panic and come up with loads of kind of hilarious kind of excuses to kind of backtrack
Right.
and get themselves out of the shit. Yeah.
Bigger than existence.
Yeah. But we're still waiting an hour and 36 minutes into the broadcast, and we're still waiting for JiL to turn up.
Wow.
Just to go back to the start, I started this stream because JiL basically begged me to start this stream so that he could come in, and he was in the side chat earlier, so he was watching at one point, and this stream's like all about him and the conversation we've had in comments today, and he's still not turned up. I think I can definitively state that I've won and JiL is running from me. I think that's what it comes down to.
He's running from you again.
Yeah, again. Yeah. There's no other explanation.
He's not over at Ace Theo's, is he?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, he is a fan of ACO. He's in there a lot. I'll check.
I would check, but I'm on my phone.
No, ACO's not live anymore. We can't be over there.
Man.
Oh hell! I spent all this time looking through my random assortment of that stuff, and I forgot I made a special folder for this. I think this is it. I had to do a couple versions, and I definitely have to reformat this. But
Welcome, Halsey. Good to see you.
no, there we go. Okay.
There. I'll make you full screen.
The chart. Ah, okay. It's got all the properties here. Basically, I have this chart, and I'm not going to put all these properties on here unless you want to do this for some reason.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we can go through it.
And go through it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can be like a test subject for all other atheists that might follow.
Okay, so the first question then is, do you consider the Greek god Zeus actually a god?
No.
I don't have
What?
Because of my Catholic upbringing, I think there can only be one God. I don't know whether that's right or wrong. I'm just giving you my biases. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well this whole thing, just like the theist chart I have. It's not there isn't wrong answers. There just might be consequences to answers,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so do
I
you? Oh, what was that, Tom?
I was going to say I think it's a god, but it's mythological. If that makes sense.
Okay, well, like to clarify, it would be if it was real, right? It has properties in such a way that you would call it a god.
Okay. No.
No, it wouldn't be then.
All right.
Do you consider the Christian God Yahweh actually a god?
If it existed, yes.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what Wildheart said. If it existed, yeah.
Oh wait, so would you call the, and this is for Thomas, would you call the Zeus a real god if he existed? I don't know if I
No,
misunderstood you.
no.
Okay, so do you consider the Hindu god Brahma actually a god?
I'm not sure about Hinduism. Is that that's a polytheist god, isn't it?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's
No.
like there's the god and then the god has different parts. It's very similar to the Christian god because there's like
I,
the three main parts and then there's.
I would say possibly then. If it's similar to the Christian God, then if it's like Trinity and all that.
Well, Brahma's the creator of the universe, if that helps.
Yeah, that will be God. Yeah, I would class that as a God.
Okay. Is justified true belief or one of its equivalent ideas of what knowledge is that knowledge?
Yes.
Make me duplicate these check marks really fast here. Let's see. Must there be a brain or a mind before there can be a belief?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you consider the base, like base or like original state of reality natural?
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Like no matter whatever it turns out to be,
Yeah,
right?
but I'm thinking if it was created by a supernatural being, would that be considered natural?
Well, what I'm saying is, if the base state of like existence or reality is just a being that has a bunch of power,
Yeah.
would you consider that to actually be natural?
I'm not sure on that one.
No, not by any definition of natural.
Because then you're saying that God is natural. Whereas I think one of the definitions of God is that he has to be supernatural.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
why that question's here, right? 'Cause
Yeah, I would
maybe
say
you
no.
might think Yahweh exists, but what you consider,
Yeah.
you consider Yahweh to be natural because Yahweh is the initial thing.
Yeah, no, I would say no to that.
Okay. Oh, you say no to that. Okay. I don't have to duplicate the check mark. Would the supreme thing, like the supreme, most powerful thing, would the supreme thing be the most powerful thing?
Not necessarily. Like, could the supreme thing create something that has more power than it?
Well, then
I mean,
it wouldn't be supreme then.
um,
They're almost interchangeable terms. The only
Yeah.
reason why this question is here is because I had atheists try to argue that these were different things when they got sort of in a position they didn't like.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure what supreme means in that.
Oh, I gotta go for a bit.
Okay. Well, let me ask
Thank
this in
you.
reverse. Oh, boy. Let me ask this kind of in reverse thing. Would you consider the most powerful thing to be the how do I put it? Top of the totem pole.
Yeah,
Okay. That's basically what supreme means. It's like
yeah.
okay. Okay, this is where I go, okay, then what kind of properties, like specific properties, would something need for you to call it a god?
Going back to the Christianity, it will be yeah, yeah, consciousness, which is what you got up. Yeah, it would have to be an agent of some kind.
Okay. So
It would have to have created the universe.
and you think consciousness probably requires a mind of some kind, right?
Yeah,
Okay, making sure.
yeah.
I got two. I think I got it on here. So to do omnipresent, you think it's
Yeah,
everywhere? Okay.
all the omnis.
The
Although I'm not sure about omnibenevolent. I've never been sure about that. I mean, a god could exist, like an evil god could exist, I suppose. He wouldn't be omnibenevolent, but he would still be a god.
instead of omnipotent, I have all power.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Let's see. You probably want it to have all knowledge.
Yeah.
What other ones do I have in here? Existence. I'm sure you want it to exist.
Oh yeah, that would be.
I'm not even sure if it makes sense to say that. No, it doesn't need that. I think. Well, if it's all powerful, or have it has all power, it's maximally powerful.
Yeah.
Because nothing else would have more power than it. I'm
Yeah.
going through the list of everything I have here. I think I have all the stuff that you would say. I do have like placeholders, like other number 1, other number 2, other number 3. Is there any other properties you think it might need before you would call it a god?
No, I think that's it because if we get into deism and just like the first, the first mover or whatever it's called, then I think that would be it. It doesn't have to care about mankind. It doesn't have to care about anything. I
Okay.
would still class that as a god. Yeah.
Okay. So this is, I don't know if you can read at the bottom the definition there. Let's scoot this over just a little bit. Isotheism. That's one of the terms I made.
Yeah.
Someone that is a theist by definition, but thinks they're an atheist, usually but not always because of ignorance or cognitive dissonance.
That sounds like me.
Okay. So this is where I normally go, okay, all these properties, right?
Yeah.
There is something that has all these properties.
Right.
It's real, and actually to deny it would be to deny yourself. So it would be absurd to deny it.
Yeah.
That thing is existence.
Right. I have a couple of problems. Again, it's when you say like consciousness, like things in existence have consciousness, but that doesn't mean that all of existence has consciousness, if you know what I mean.
That's why I pointed out before. Well, things in you have consciousness, but not all of you have consciousness.
Yeah. But
So
I'm looking for.
Is it fair to say that you have consciousness?
Yeah, but when you're talking about me, you're only talking about like my brain. So it will be unfair to say.
No special pleading here. Yeah, we're having the same standard.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be fair to say that all of me has consciousness. One specific part of me has consciousness, not all of me.
Yeah, yeah, just like existence. Specific parts of it has consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I think of a god, I'm thinking of the whole, like the whole thing has to have
Well,
consciousness.
what is all of Yahweh consciousness? Like is all of Jesus consciousness?
No, Jesus, because he was a human, he would be the same as me.
Okay, would you call Jesus a god?
N- not not necessarily, no.
Not necessarily, no.
But there are Christians what don't consider Jesus to be God. Do you know what I mean?
Jesus.
When I think of the main God, the big God, not Jesus,
Yeah, but do you mean the Father or do you mean God?
God.
Because God includes Jesus, right?
Yeah,
Traditionally in Christianity.
well, there are different factions, and it depends. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
When I think of God, the big God, the main God, without Jesus and without the Holy Spirit, all of God has to be conscious.
Okay, so how about this? So let's say the Father, right? The Old
Yeah,
Testament.
yeah,
He clearly has consciousness because he interacts and does things,
yeah,
talks to people, like that sort of stuff. And he has a body, he has an image, he has a body. He
yeah,
walks around in the garden. He's there. He walks around at Sodom and Gomorrah, right?
yeah. You see his backside and all that. Yeah,
So he's not all consciousness,
yeah.
right?
That's fair enough. Yeah.
But you would
Well,
still call him a god, even though he's not all consciousness. He's just has consciousness.
but isn't that
Because we're talking about having it, not that your entirety is it.
right? But isn't that God like an image of God rather than being because God is a spiritual being. He clearly wouldn't have a body. He's just kind of showing to humans in
Well, there you
those
go, right?
instances.
God
Yeah,
is a spirit. That spirit has consciousness. It's not just consciousness because the spirit does things.
yeah, but the spirit doesn't have a body.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it's fine.
it's not the same as comparing it to humans, where the consciousness is just in the mind. Because obviously, if you're just a spiritual being and you don't have a body, I would want God to be all consciousness, all of His spirit to be conscious.
You
If
you
that
would
makes sense.
you would so do you think consciousness can speak without like a mouth or something?
This is what I have a problem with. Yeah, it
Oh,
doesn't make sense.
okay, let's go more fundamental than that.
Yeah,
God in the most God the Father, the spirit being, right?
yeah,
Most fundamentally has properties other than consciousness, right?
not sure.
Well, he mean he's omnipresent, he has knowledge, he's all
Yeah,
powerful, right? He has these other things. These
right.
other things are not consciousness. So he
Yeah,
has consciousness, but he's not and can't be consciousness entirely because he has other things.
yeah, yeah. We'll go with that.
So existence
Yeah,
has consciousness, but it's not entirely consciousness because it also has other things.
yeah,
Is that fair? Explained it
yeah,
that way.
yeah. I think so. I'm still thinking about it, but we'll go with that for now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll separate consciousness from the rest of them here to keep track. Is there any other ones that we have down here that you have issue with saying that applies to existence?
I think this might be the same as Pine Creek, like all power. If you say, I get what you're saying, like all power exists within existence, like almost by definition, or by definition. But if you pick out one thing in existence, that doesn't mean that everything in existence has all power.
Yeah, I would agree.
All power is in it. Yeah, in existence. Yeah.
Yeah, but you would say that God the Father is all powerful, right? He has the ability to do. He has the ability to do whatever he has the ability to do, right? We can argue whether he can do logically contradictory things or whatever,
Yeah, like maximally powerful. Yeah.
right? But that doesn't mean that he does all of the things all of the time, every place. Or even if that doesn't mean he can do that all the time.
Yeah, but yeah, he has the option to if he wanted to.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. He has the most amount of power. He has all actual power.
Yeah.
Right? And you understand that if Yahweh existed, Yahweh would be a part of existence.
Yeah.
Would that make Yahweh not a god?
Well, if he was part of existence, no.
No, even though he would have the ability to do whatever he wanted.
No, that would come under God. Yeah.
But he wouldn't be a god if he was part of existence.
No, he would have to be a part of existence to even exist to be a god.
Okay. Making sure, because that can go weird places.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so what's the issue with all power? Is that existence can't do anything that you can imagine at any given time? Is that the issue?
No, I like I was saying, I don't have an issue with all power because I understand what you're saying. I was just explaining Pine Creek's thing of saying therefore everything in existence has all power. I'm just saying, no, I don't have a problem with all power. Like all power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because this chart's about what you think all
Yeah.
this means.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm fine with all power. Yeah.
I just try to walk through it
Yeah.
to get you to one point or another.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm assuming if you don't have an issue with all power, you don't have an issue with being maximally powerful.
No. Yeah.
Okay, one's just a subset of the other one.
Yeah.
Do you have an issue with existence being omnipresent?
Possibly.
Is there a place that doesn't exist?
No.
Right. That's okay. So I think the mind. Well, we know existence exists. I don't think you probably have a problem with that. I can't grab a hold of it for some reason.
Yeah.
There we go. The mind, I think, comes along with the consciousness. Omnipresence, maybe all knowledge. I've had a lot of atheists have issues with all knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why I asked you the question about JTB, justified true belief. Right, because in order for something then to be knowledge, it has to have a belief element.
Yeah.
Right, and beliefs are in minds. They require a mind. So knowledge can only exist inside a mind. Knowledge can't be outside a mind.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not saying that there isn't facts for all knowledge, that there isn't facts that we can be discovered and learned and believed, and then it becomes knowledge. I'm just saying at any given point in time, because all the minds in existence are a part of existence, then therefore it has all knowledge.
All knowledge that exists. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, there might be some things that like no mind knows. So
it wouldn't be knowledge. It'd be facts. There are some facts that no mind knows.
Yeah. Yeah, but knowledge is necessarily connected to a mind. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like then you have any issue with these properties.
No. I'm not happy about this.
Well, this is just a more advanced version of what I walked through with you before.
Yeah.
This is why I tell you. This is where I pull it all back to try to get back to where you were before, because I'm not trying to make atheists theists.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make atheists have a coherent meaning when they talk about gods. Right. So this is why I tell you, you probably need a definition for the word that
Which would
excludes
be
you. That like excludes you at the very
Yeah.
least. Right. I excludes these. I mean, you can't deny existence, right? So you
Yeah.
can't just go, well, that existence isn't real, man.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
That would
So
make
what you say
everything.
is,
Yeah.
when you say you're an atheist and you're talking about a god, you're talking about a singular, in some sense, probably a singular being or entity that exists, that has a lot of godlike properties, and then you can figure out what those properties are.
Yeah.
But you have to have something that excludes existence. You probably need to have something that excludes some random weirdo worshiping the oak tree in his backyard.
And that's a good word, actually. I was just thinking about that. Worship. I know some definitions of God involve like worthy of worship. I think that might complicate it a bit.
Yeah, it might, but there are pantheists that worship existence.
Yeah.
Right, so that it can't just be, well, I exclude existence because it's not worship. There are people that worship it. In fact, if
Yeah.
if anything else that's real exists, anything else that exists that gets worshipped, then existence is being worshipped by proxy, even.
But that when it comes down to me, if I don't worship anything, and God's definition involves worship. If I don't worship anything, then I can't believe in a God, can I?
Well, it wouldn't be your God.
But it would be a God.
Right. But if you're saying that it's just, the property of it is that it's something that's worshipped, there are real things that people worship.
Yeah, but that is the same as now with Christians. I know that other people consider that believe that God exists, but that doesn't mean that I believe God exists.
Yeah. Well,
If I,
a lot of Christians will go, yeah, of course there are other gods. They're just lesser beings, and there's like the one true God that they believe in. They acknowledge that those other beings get worshipped. Right? They generally say, yeah, there's some type of God. Maybe they're just a demon, whatever.
yeah,
Right.
like
What I'm saying is, you need to be able to exclude those if you want to be an atheist, anyway. Right.
yeah. But if me personally, I don't worship existence, then to me, at least, existence will not be a god under that definition of God.
Well, it wouldn't be a God to you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Right.
happy with that.
Unless your definition specifically says it's only a God if you worship it.
Yeah.
But that you can. That will technically work.
Yeah.
But you're going to run into a lot of weird scenarios to where if a Christian said, okay, but what if Yahweh is real in that scenario? Yeah. You go, yeah, but I don't worship Yahweh even then because Yahweh's stupid. Therefore,
Yeah.
Yahweh's not a god. Like that would be.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
You would run into
Yeah.
some weird scenarios.
It will create its own problems. Yeah.
Right. So I think the key is it's at least in some sense a singular entity that singular entity itself does things, and then you can apply extra properties on top of it. Right? Because existence is a singular thing, but it's not a singular entity that does things. It has a bunch of entities that do things.
Yeah.
There are probably other ways to exclude it, but that's like the first one that came to mind when I was working through this whole thing.
Yeah. I'm just. I'm still not happy about. Yeah.
Well,
Being
you
a
can just
theist.
be like me. I use the definition for God so broad that I'm technically a theist. It's just, for all practical purposes, I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
And I won't ever tell anyone I'm an atheist, and I generally don't tell people I'm a theist. I generally tell them I'm a theistic agnostic atheist, so they can just be confused.
Yeah. Which I love, by the way. That is fun. Yeah. Just confuse them to hell. Yeah.
Right. Well, just take time to think about it. You don't have to do it the
Yeah.
way I said it. I know I've thought of other ways to exclude it. I'm not remembering them right now.
Yeah. But does it not all come down to your definition of God? And everyone's going to be different, therefore.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
my whole purpose in this, because I find that a lot of atheists, when they say they're an atheist, the
Yeah.
definition of atheism includes the word God in it. And most atheists, when arguing, don't have a definition for the word. They say, well, I wait for the theist to give me their definition.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with that is, well, there's two problems. Someone can come along with a real thing that they consider a god, and then now you're a theist, you're no longer an atheist, if you're just accepting whatever definition comes. Secondly, if you're on your own with other atheists and you go, oh yeah, I'm an atheist, and there's no one putting forth a definition for the word God, you're literally not saying anything. The word God is undefined, so you're just speaking gibberish.
Yeah. I get but I can get why the atheists do it, because there are so many different definitions of God on the theist side.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a definition of, it kind of makes sense when you're arguing against.
I just think I think it's essentially what I'm trying to get at. I think atheists need a basic, stripped down, kind of streamlined minimum idea of what a god is.
Yeah.
Right? So then if someone comes to you with, my oak tree in my backyard is a god, you can go, no, it's not. And you're not just being arbitrary, you actually have a standard.
Yeah. Yeah, so are you saying that, just atheists need a definition of God to start with, and need a better definition of God to argue against?
Well, they need a working definition for
Yeah.
the small g god.
Yeah.
Right? Not the proper noun god, just the regular noun small g god.
Yeah.
That, like, all the big G gods would have to cohere with for them to be considered one.
So, like, I can see what, like, the atheists are doing. Like,
It's a good tactic.
if I don't give it a definition, then I don't have anything to defend. So the theist can come at me with their definition of God. I can reject that and point out the flaws in their definition of God without having a definition of God myself to defend. So I don't have to defend anything, basically.
Yeah, it's a good tactic when you're dealing with the unwashed masses.
Yeah.
Right, when you're just churning through baby Christians.
Yeah.
Right, all day long. You don't need to have to be better in the subject.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, but it is worth thinking about.
And I guess I'm not the standard of what you should do. I'm basically just saying, if you want to be non-arbitrary and you want to speak with meaning and not just speak gibberish, you need to do something like this.
So what would it mean? And I'm just like thinking out loud, what would it mean if, like, I agree to all this? So now I have a definition of God, and I put my definition of God up against, like, the Christian God, or would we come out with a kind of Norse God, or would there be?
Well, you
You
mean
know what I
like
mean? What would that look like?
do you mean like if you made a definition that would exclude existence, or like what we come up with here on the screen?
Yeah, like if I agree to all this on the screen, and I went to a Christian saying, like, I have definition of God. This is what I count as God existence, and
Oh,
then a Christian comes against me saying, you know what would the arguments be, and what would the differences be? Do you know what I mean?
oh, I mean, you would drive them nuts.
Yeah. Oh,
I,
that's
I,
good.
I know that for a fact because I went through that exact scenario with Christians.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how chill they are, right? Chill people are just chill
Yeah.
in general. But if they're like here to really thump the Bible,
Mm.
right, you will drive them nuts because generally the Christian God has to be the ultimate thing. It can't be reliant or contingent on anything. And
Yeah.
their God is definitely contingent on existence because their God, they want to say their God exists.
Yeah.
And then you can go, look, maybe your God does exist, but it's contingent on my God. You have to borrow my worldview to get to your worldview. My God's bigger than your God, neener, neener, neener.
Yeah.
And
I can see positives to it. Do you know what I mean? Like even if I don't describe myself as an atheist, and I say I'm a theist, but would I have to say then that I worship existence?
I don't, so I don't think so. My definition includes, has a requirement of there are people that worship it. But
Right.
there are
Yeah.
people that worship existence, so you wouldn't have to worship it if
Yeah.
you just accept this,
Yeah.
or you wanted to add that to this. That wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
It would only be a problem if what you wanted to add was that you worship it.
So is that like the ego, me not wanting to let go of the label atheist, even if I agree with all that? Is that just?
It can't. I mean, it could be. It can be.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of atheists online get in for fun. Right. Get into arguments with Christians and go back and forth, and it makes them a little allergic to the word.
Yeah.
So it can be that. But I honestly think it's simpler just to have a definition that excludes it and just be an atheist. I don't think that's fun. I have way more fun doing stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it depends on your goals as well.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really does. It depends on your goals.
yeah.
All I'm saying is, if you're going to make a definition, don't just like slap a bunch of stuff together just because you want a particular outcome. Try to get one that's authentic to you. Like
Yeah.
be honest. Try to be honest with yourself.
Yeah. See, yeah, that's kind of the problem that I'm having because I kind of agree with all that, but I still would have a problem with maybe because I'm not. I wouldn't feel confident arguing. Because I don't fully understand it. I wouldn't be confident arguing because I'm used to being an atheist and arguing from that point of view. Even though I agree with this thing, I won't be as confident arguing from that position. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's right. Well, I think it's also, at least for a time, perfectly reasonable to say, well, I am an atheist, but there's this one thing that I know of that I haven't worked through yet.
Yeah.
I don't see any problem with that either.
Yeah.
Right? You might want to add that. Who knows? Maybe I'll be a theist when I figure that out, but I'm not yet. I haven't figured it out yet, so I'm not changing my position.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Just being honest generally makes any position fair.
Yeah, yeah, and that would be a good way to bring it up as well. You know, when you go into these rooms and people say, "Are you atheist? Are you theist?" Yeah, that'd be a good explanation of.
Yeah, just be
You know,
aware that if until you figure out what definition you want for the word that you actually mean,
yeah,
just be aware that sometimes you might have to provision, if you want to be completely honest, that you're an atheist with an asterisk where you're not really completely sure about this idea of what a god is.
yeah, that could work. Yeah,
And there's a term
yeah,
for there's actually a term for that, and I forget what it is. Someone out there in the chat probably knows where it's not so much like you are technically an atheist, but you think the word doesn't make sense. So you can't
oh
really talk
yeah,
about it. There's a term for it.
yeah. You remember Starzor?
Yeah.
The guy from Liverpool. He was one of them. He says that like the whole talk about God doesn't make any sense.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm aware of the position. It's
yeah.
non-cognitivist, but that's not the term people use.
Atheist, that's it. Cheers,
Atheist.
brother.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's
Atheist.
one. Yeah,
Oh, okay, Brojo got it. Yeah.
yeah. Cheers,
You're gonna
brother.
say you're an atheist,
Yeah,
right? You don't completely understand the word God, so you're technically an atheist, but really it's because of you're an atheist.
yeah, yeah. I'll have to try that. I've just got to take a short bathroom break. I'll be right back.
I don't know what to do now. I don't think I need to leave this up on screen. I can just do memes. Oh. There one. I didn't show.
So, what are you doing to me?
Like we didn't need the chart anymore, and I didn't know what to say, so I just put a meme up.
I don't know how to get you off full screen. Yeah, that's all. There's no need for that. So yeah, once again, JiL hasn't arrived. 2 hours 17 minutes into the broadcast. JiL knows that this is live. He asked for this show. He still hasn't turned up. I know, Seb, you probably don't. You didn't see it from the beginning. We've been having a chat in comments, me and JiL, under one of my videos. And he specifically asked me to start a stream so that he could come in and teach me something. And yeah, he's been in the side chat but won't appear.
I've recently changed my position on JiL. I think JiL's actually completely hopeless.
I switch, yeah. I get what you're saying. I kind of switch.
Like a month or so ago, the chart, like the God does God exist or not exist, that chart that I have was brought up
Yeah.
again, and JiL was around, and he said he made a video debunking the whole thing, and he said it before, but I never went and looked. So I went and looked, and his whole argument that I'm wrong and he's right is that he doesn't like me using the word existence. Keep in mind, he doesn't say the meaning. He doesn't say the meaning's wrong. He says the sound. The sound and the symbol, the letters, right, are wrong. Therefore, everything else is wrong. But what he doesn't understand that I could put
Yeah.
any word in there, and if the meaning's exactly the same, it doesn't matter. He's arguing. He's saying something that doesn't matter is the reason why it's wrong. Which is really weird because I walked him through and I said, look, it's even on my chart. You don't have to use the word existence. It's interchangeable with reality. It's interchangeable with a more philosophical term called a monad. You could call it the monad, right? Or you could just say it's the sum of all things, which is the definition. You don't even have to use the word. You can just say it's the sum of all things.
Yeah,
And I said that to him, and he doesn't get it. It didn't sink in. He thinks because I say existence, therefore everything wrong.
Yeah, so just to go back to the chat we've had, it starts off after my stream, the 12-hour one. He said, "This was the longest stream ever. Had I known you were still live," he actually said, "was Atil live," but you got to forgive JiL's spelling because he's an English teacher. I would have come back. Do it again, liberal. I dare you, with no space between I and who's your daddy, Wildheart. I put do another 12-hour stream just so I can talk to JiL. Ha ha ha! You are a funny man. He said, but I have your parents' permission. Again, that goes back to my mum was in the room once when I was talking to JiL, and she was kind of taking the piss out of JiL, as most people do, and saying, "Yeah, that'd be good." You know what I mean? He took it as serious. I put, "I'm 42, man. My parents' permission doesn't really matter. Don't worry. The next time I do a stream, I'll let you on to spout your usual bullshit so everyone can laugh at you as usual." He said, "Brojo tried that approach and it backfired. JiL destroys false narratives, and this is where it gets interesting. I put, the only false narratives I've ever seen you destroy are your own, normally within 2 minutes." He says, "Wilder, I destroyed the false narrative that you were just another drunken atheist, not by might nor power, but by his spirit. The atheist backed by Satan and Pine Creek told you it was okay to be a drunk, that you can be a good drunk according to Pine Creek. Did you read Psalms 91 yet? Your homework was to read it every day for 3 weeks," which I don't get why that would matter. First of all, this is me. First of all, it was not a false narrative because at the time I was just another drunken atheist. Secondly, me not being a drunken atheist anymore has nothing to do with you or your Holy Spirit. And no, I haven't read Psalm 91 specifically, but I have read the entire Bible, so I would have read it at some point. I'll get right on it, which I actually did. Although, given that I don't believe the Bible is authoritative, you might as well give me a quote from Captain Kirk, which will be equally meaningful. And he says, "You are a far better writer than you are a public speaker. We have much in common." I put, "Thank you, JiL. That's very kind. Although saying we have much in common, I'm not sure whether to take that as a compliment or an insult. By the way, I read Psalm 91 and thank you. I never knew God had wings and feathers." It says, "Yeah, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His trust shall be thy shield and buckler." Not bad for a spiritual being. So yeah, he basically asked for this stream.
Get it here. God's a fowl.
God's water.
He's a fowl, like a bird.
Yeah, fowler. Yeah. Yeah. Which I don't.
Just keep in mind, it doesn't say the feathers are on the wings. It says he has wings and he has feathers. He could be entirely feathered from head to toe. God could be a giant chicken.
Yeah. Oh God, prepare yourself. Welcome, Rant. Good to see you. Yeah, but I think obviously he's going to say that that's a metaphor. But I was going to ask JiL if he ever turns up. Like, how do you distinguish between what is metaphor and what is not? Like, why couldn't it all be metaphor?
Hello,
He's
hello?
obviously gonna. Welcome, Lance. Good sir.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. You guys still arguing with fucking JiL?
Yeah.
It's been like 2 weeks, bro, and I came back. You're still arguing like 2 weeks
Oh
later.
no, it's not the same argument. No, this is a new one. Yeah.
I think JiL's retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, just in general.
Yeah.
What the fuck is he arguing about now?
He just asked me to start up a stream so he could join.
And
And
destroy
then he
false
didn't join?
narratives.
And then he didn't join, yeah. He was in the side chat earlier, so he knows this is going on. It's called JiL Lil Biatch Stream. So he knows it's about him. He knows what it's about. He's been watching. He asked me to start the stream specifically so he could join.
Why is he hiding?
I don't know.
What's the argument?
He didn't. I don't think he had one there. It's just he destroys false narratives.
Yeah.
That's.
Well, I mean, how do you argue with that?
But well, he doesn't.
How do you know? What if
Well,
he's just
usually-
over there in his house right now writing false narratives on pieces of paper, bro, and fucking destroying them?
Well, that's true. Well, that's what I was getting at. Because even Wildheart said it. He does have a tendency to destroy his own narrative, though.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he might just literally be writing narratives on pieces of paper and just destroying them in real time as we speak. He wouldn't be lying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh no, he did point out a specific narrative, or he called it false narrative, but he was pointing out that me being a drunken atheist was a false narrative, and I pointed out that it wasn't a false narrative because at the time I was a drunken atheist.
And now you're just an atheist?
No, I'm just an atheist. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So he was wrong there. He was definitely wrong there.
You could tell him I converted you, and now you're just a drunken theist.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? Ichtheist? Yeah. Or isotheist.
Nah, the isotheist is. I don't even know if I'm going to keep that on there because it's kind of a jab.
I think all these different theists and deists is just a bunch of people trying to, like, you know what I mean, create a god that they like.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's a big part of it. Yeah.
Like, they have a problem with the original god, whatever it is. It's usually like they're secretly a homo or something silly like that. And then they create a whole fucking god around that they could still be a homo, but also rock with God. And it's like,
Yeah, I think you just described JiL to a T. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's usually like, look, I've done a lot of religious debates, and usually whenever you find someone that's like an atheist or they're creating some kind of fucking crazy conception of God, they're avoiding something that has to do with the commonly known God. And it's usually like, because they're not just gonna come out and tell you what it is, and it's usually something fucked up. You know what I mean? So they just have all these different crazy arguments, and they spend all this time trying to disprove God so that they could essentially accept their own errors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, in order to avoid being judged for what they really are, they create a God that doesn't judge them in their head. You know what I mean?
That will go along with God.
And then they use a lot of bullshit arguments to like justify it to themselves, because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. Atheists don't care about disproving God. They care about proving that God doesn't exist to themselves so that they could continue to live life without worrying about it. Because they still believe there might be a chance. And that's why they argue about it. They really want to be proven wrong.
Kind of.
But they don't want to do their own research. So they put it on other people to prove it to them because they're too lazy to prove it to themselves. That's what it really is.
No, I think what atheists are saying is that
only the ones that argue
default,
like recreationally about it. If you just are an atheist and go about your life, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that go out of their way to argue about God that they don't believe in. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, there are good reasons for that. I mean, for me, it's because I can't understand why anyone would believe in God. So it's an attempt to explain to myself. It's so obviously made up and complete bullshit to me
What?
that like a God existing and believing in a God. Like it's it's just so blindingly obvious that it's all made up and in people's heads.
Well,
And
that's because you exist in a limited spectrum of perception of the reality you live in. So I could understand that from your limited perception, you would come to that conclusion. You know, like if you live your whole life in a jail cell, right?
yeah,
You probably never see a tree. And so to you, right, dealing with other people who have also been trapped in a jail cell their whole life could never come up with the idea that trees are real because you've never seen one.
yeah,
It doesn't mean that trees aren't real. You
yeah,
see? And it doesn't mean that the guy in one of the cells that got a little glimpse out the window might have caught a little bit of what a tree looks like. And he's telling you from that other cell, yo, there's fucking trees, but you don't believe him because you're there with a bunch of dudes that are locked in cells that can't see the tree. And so you believe them.
yeah. No, but the people.
And here you are.
But the people who could see the trees could explain to the people who couldn't see the trees what a tree was, how it they knew how it grew.
But you
how
got
it
no reverence. I'm telling you, it's green. You ain't never seen green. I'm telling you, it's got bark,
Yeah,
man.
but
You ain't never seen bark.
Yeah, but they could bring a pot with some soil in it and then plant a tree in it.
No, we can't. We're in cells. We're in prison, man.
Yeah, they give it to you in prison.
I just gave you a different version of Plato's cave if you were paying attention. And the real allegory of Plato's cave, there's really no way out of it for the slaves chained to the wall that have only seen shadow figures their whole life.
Well,
they've never existed in the real reality.
In Plato's cave, you could see the shadow of God and you could see the shadow of a tree.
But you couldn't see the tree.
Yeah, you just see the shadow of the tree.
Sure.
Right. So
but you would think that God was a shadow person.
Yeah, but you would think God was real.
Right, but you would never understand the things that you never saw, the things that don't pass by the bridge and pass by the torch casting shadows. If I tried to explain to you what an elephant was that had never passed through that cave, you would have no way of comprehending what an elephant was.
No, but it's different with God because I have an image of what God would be like if he existed. I was brought up like I never believed it, but I can contemplate and like perceive what a God would be like. So it's not like that.
I feel you.
What I struggle with is understanding why people believe that God exists. I can understand if the God did exist. That's fine.
I gotta go do some shit, but contemplate on why you existed in the first place, and then worry about why God exists. I'll be back.
I think it's the same situation. You go, well, give me evidence of the elephant. Give me evidence of the God. Sure, maybe you don't have the capability of thinking an elephant was real, or when you want confirmation that the elephant's real, right? But it's not. They could bring you an elephant, right?
Yeah.
Or they could go get an elephant, chop it up, and bring you all the pieces. You could do a bunch of things to prove an elephant.
Yeah.
So then you go, okay, well, bring me evidence for a God. And then that's where the argument is.
Yeah.
I think the whole allegory of the cave and having limited access to knowledge, I don't think that's... I think that's just a red herring. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, even though God is like supposedly this spiritual being, I can conceive of a God. I can conceive of what a God would be like. That's not the problem. It's even though I can conceive what the God would be like if it existed, I can't understand why other humans would believe that the God existed, even though I can conceive of the actual thing. That's not the issue. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I have a test for you.
Yeah.
back.
Welcome in night. That's it.
What? It's a word scramble. What are those words?
Nigger.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow.
Hitler. Butt sex. Penis.
All
Oh,
you
you
degenerate
bastard.
spelled spine, liver, kinship, subtext. Well, fuck you, okay? Just spelled that way for a reason. By the way, by the way, sir, the meme you had up before, the one with golf girls and guys without their fathers
Yeah,
or
without
whatever.
fathers. Yeah.
Yeah, you never did send that to me on Discord. I know it's
Oh,
been
well,
like
it's mine
2
forever then.
weeks. Well, I
I
wanted.
totally forgot about it. Okay, I'll bring it to you next time I bring it up here.
All right.
Wait, you know what? I might not even have Discord on my computer right now.
Ah,
They
well,
redid everything.
I mean, I'll settle for having it DM'd on Google Docs, not Google Docs, Hangouts
Oh,
or
can
chats,
try-
whatever.
let's see. I almost kind of wish people would stop using Google Chats.
Yeah.
Is
Is there a reason?
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a reason why you almost wish that you stopped using it?
Oh yeah, I use that.
It's just like there's only a couple people or a handful of people that use it, and there's
Oh,
just
yeah.
there's just enough little things that I would need to do what I want that show up only on there. That it's just kind of annoying.
I was thinking of Google Plus. Yeah, I used to
yeah.
have that.
By the way, sir, have you watched Has Been a Hotel yet on Amazon Prime?
No, I don't. I generally don't watch TV.
Fair enough. I mean, can you consider streaming TV?
Yeah, I don't literally mean broadcast television. I mean shows and movies. That's what I mean. There's just a couple things here and there that I'll watch.
So how's Godot going?
What?
Godot? You're learning Godot?
Oh,
or whatever. I pronounce it my own way.
It's going. I haven't been able to do anything since Monday. I suppose I could do it now, but it's kind of chillaxing. I got all of my collision issues solved.
Nice.
I added in sprinting, jumping, sliding, leaning. Oh, and a grappling hook. The grappling hook too.
Wow. At this rate, you'll be done. You'll be done with the game before the year ends.
Yeah. Well, I hope. I kind of hope not. I would like to hope that I could do a better job than just getting it done in a year.
Well, I'm not saying you do a shitty job for completing at the end of the, like, you know what I mean.
I also got my. I was having issues with my mapper where like it wasn't importing over the textures and stuff, so I fixed all that.
Nice.
I also learned how to export all the different variables I was programming into, I don't know if you know much about programming, but into the element. So I don't have to go into the script and change things. I can just, there's just like a little form of little things, variables that I can change now on a bunch of stuff.
Oh, nice. So you put it in a file. You could change the variables and automatically change what happens in the program without changing what's in the program. You just change what's in the file, and that automatically changes what's in the program.
Yeah. I still have a lot of just like foundation stuff I want to do. So when I go through building the maps and like all like modeling the weapons and all that other stuff, I don't have to go into the script constantly changing shit. I want to just get the foundation done and set the foundation up so I can just plug and play things. I don't have to fuck around with the script all day long.
Yeah, makes sense. I love the source code that goes out though. Obviously, it doesn't really apply to you. But I've looked
I
through
don't give a shit. Only thing I care that it's open source
functional.
code. I care that it's open source code because it's free.
Yes.
I don't have to pay anyone anything. I don't have to worry about like documenting like all these other different monetary variables to determine how much I have to pay for who where.
Well,
I can just make my thing and publish my thing, and that's the end of that thing.
Well, I think. Well, hold on. If Unreal Engine is free to use, and you can make whatever you want until it gets to like $10,000. I know. Obviously, Godot is better because it's literally free with everything. But Unreal Engine is also free to use until you get to a certain point.
Yeah, but the issue, let's just say, I don't think I'm going to be monetarily successful. This is just a thing I wanted to do. Even if it's a good game, let's say at best it's going to be moderately successful. Even if it's just moderately successful, there will probably be some point in time in which I will have to give them something. And the thing is, I don't want to keep track of a number over the course of 20 years just so I could pay Unreal $5 so they can't sue me. Right. I want my project to be my project, and when I finish my project, I want to be able to forget about it, essentially. I don't
forget about it and just forget about it and get royalties and be like, where the fuck is this money coming from? Oh right, I made a game 10 years ago.
I might make it free. I might not give a shit about money then.
I think you could do the same thing with Unreal Engine games. You don't have to sell them.
Yeah, if I was making it on Unreal, I would make it free just to avoid the headache.
Yeah. But you have to admit that the graphics for Unreal are awesome, and also you know what? Since you probably didn't see this,
but the thing is, you can do that in Godot too. People that do that in Godot, it's just the thing about in Unreal, they have a bunch of tools that generate it automatically.
Yep. Hang on a sec. I want to show you something. You probably saw this. You probably didn't, but when I saw it, I was like, holy shit. Share screen. There we go. Hey, Wildheart, would you mind sharing me? There we go. Hey. Ah, crap, there's no audio. Hold on.
But yeah, that muted fuck? It. You muted it. That was a mute button.
Oh, yeah.
What? That's not real? Nope. It's Unreal. Really? Bad jokes? Hey, Breadbox, check this out. It's just a car on fire. Are you sure? What?
Yeah. that is fucking amazing. There's also that one game that's coming out. What the fuck is it called? Unbound or something? Do you know the one I'm talking about? It's like
unrecorded.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like I told you, you can do that in Godot.
Yeah.
There are people that actually did that in Godot. As like a proof of concept. Like I said, it's not set up to automatically do it. Like the engine doesn't have everything pre-laid out, so you can just do it. You have to program it all in. And what they don't tell you about that graphic, right, is you still need the hardware to run that graphic.
Well, obviously. Yeah, obviously.
You do it in. Like Unreal isn't magic; it's just super convenient.
Well, then why is it called Unreal?
Yeah.
Unreal is magic.
It's unreally convenient.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you know. I only know some of the history. I do know. I do know that Tim Sweeney spent 8 years working on the first Unreal Engine, and in Unreal the game. 8 years. And
Yeah,
look at look at it now.
it was a good engine. Well, I mean, it
Yeah.
still is a good engine.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing.
It's probably one of the biggest reasons why id Software had that big slump in the early aughts. Because for a long time there, id Software was making most of its money off just making its engine and selling its engine.
Yep. All of the Batman games, including the Suicide Kill the Justice League, which has been the biggest fucking disappointment of the year. I don't know if you've been keeping up with that. Probably not, because you're busy doing other stuff. But holy shit, is Suicide Squad bad? They did my man dirty. Kevin Conroy. He did not deserve to go out like that. But yeah, I've been obsessed with the Unreal Engine for years.
It's too bad, because you should be upset with, like, id Tech 2. That's what you should be upset with.
Isn't that the engine that Doom 3? Hold on.
No, id Tech 2 is Doom 1 and Doom 2.
Oh, well.
id Tech 1's Wolfenstein. John Carmack is a literal dark wizard.
Yeah, I know.
He is an elder being from the outer realms.
I mean, he was able to make a Mario clone and introduce jump when the computer wasn't even able to, or so, like he just did something awesome back in the 90s, and people were like, "Holy shit!" Great man.
And he did it over and over again.
Yes.
Because the id Tech 3 and the modified id Tech 3 that did Quake and Quake 2 was like the same revolutionary sort of bullshit that he did. He did for Doom 1 and Doom 2.
Well, yeah, he actually used 3D models rather than 2D. Well, I mean,
no. It's not that he just did 3D models. He found a way to do 3D models without it setting computers on fire.
Well, yeah,
that's the important thing. He did it without setting computers on fire.
I love how Jar Carmack is basically considered the father of OpenGL, because he worked on that a lot during the 90s. I think he still works on OpenGL.
I might. I don't know. I think he's pretty much moved on to his virtual reality stuff.
I remember buying the book Doom Masters of the Universe or something. I remember buying the book, and it's probably somewhere. Maybe I threw it away when I had to move. Maybe I could just buy it again. But from what I've read, Jesus fucking Christ, those two went through hell growing up. Like, either I forget which one, like one of the Johns, one of the Johns really loved going to the arcade, right? But his father was like a staunch military man, and when he found out that he was at the arcade, he beat the shit out of him, and I think broke the machine or something. I don't know, but it was bad. Like, god damn.
Romero leaving id Software is sort of that's the beginning of the end, right? Because John Carmack is an elder being from a different realm, some type of bizarro, like Call of Cthulhu creature,
basically.
Right, but like John Romero, and the few people that were like him that were around id Tech is what translated the elder brain melting, crazy programming nonsense into something that people liked. right?
Basically.
Carmack could literally cast spells into a computer. But John Romero is what took those spells and said, "Hey, let's do something fun with it."
Yep. And then you have Tim Sweeney, who built a lawnmower when he was 8 years old. I know that has nothing to do with computers, but just wanted to bring that up.
But technically, I built a lawnmower and a helicopter when I was young too.
Of course,
Because
yeah.
all you got to do is take an engine and attach blades to it.
Well, hey, you know what?
Blades pointing down, lawnmower. Blades pointing up,
Okay,
helicopter.
sir, we've already established how much of a elder god you are.
No, different. It's a different level. This look at Carmack in some recent interview, and you'll know. Just look into his eyes. There's some weird creature behind there somewhere. Like he's not attached to reality all the way. Like there's that one famous interview. I think it was for Quake. And he was being interviewed. And he was like, "Oh, you know what? I could just show you how to put you in a chokehold just like out of nowhere." Talking about Quake. "Oh yeah, sure. Show me how to put me in a chokehold. Put you in a chokehold. No connection. He's just a really bizarre semi-human person."
Well, hey, you know what? He's still a good man. And obviously, I don't know him personally, so I don't know whether he's a piece of shit in real life. But I don't know.
I think he's like there's a chance that like all joking aside that he's like super autistic, but he's somehow learned to make this little layer of not being crazy on top of it that he can present to everyone.
Well, that's good. He learned how to cope with the.
No, that's my point. He's not actually coping. Like behind that face is just a bubbling cauldron of complete psychotic. Just
Well, yeah, I wasn't using cope in the negative. But yeah, whatever. He's definitely a good man. Like he's able to do a lot of stuff that's fucking impossible. Yeah. Great man.
yeah. I mean, he's pretty much why people have VR headsets now too. That's like the other thing. Like he made that from a whole where you needed a whole room, right, for the machine that you did VR in, to just this little headset that you just glued to your face.
Pretty much. I am John Wadhart.
Yeah. I lost the conversation about 5 minutes ago.
That's a good
Yeah, well.
conversation over.
We're
just know that there's a Cthulhu-like entity out there inside the package of a human being, and then just forget about it.
Do not stare directly into his eyes; you'll go mad.
Okay. Are we talking cartoons here?
No.
No. What? No.
I'm genuinely clueless. Yeah.
Video game programmer.
Yes. A literal god.
Yeah. When you say literal god, oh, Cerberus, take me now to.
I think Midnight's seen it before.
What?
The chart I made for atheists about going through how do you define the word, and then I go, haha, surprise, existence, and then I
think we did it in passing. I never really did it. I guess I don't know.
Do you want to do it? Are you?
Only if you send me that picture, because I noticed and I still don't see it in
Oh, you're making.
in
Yeah, I
what?
haven't opened anything.
What was that?
I haven't opened anything yet. I was just sitting here chatting.
Fair enough, I guess.
Chill your beans, midnight.
What?
Chill your beans.
Nope.
That's what-
You know, one of the issues I have is well, I have many issues, but
Yeah. Yeah. No shit.
one, I can be stubborn. Two, I can be impatient. So that's my B.
Oh, you're gonna love this. I've just decided, not for any particular reason, this
To end the
stream.
stream.
No, this stream is going to go on for 11 hours, 54 minutes, and 59 seconds.
I mean, good luck with that. I'm not spending 11 hours in here.
No, I'm just saying this. It started because JiL challenged me to do another stream like the last stream I did, and that lasted for 11 hours, 54 minutes, and 59 seconds. So,
Why would you bother listening to JiL?
I know, just for, I nearly said fun. I don't know. Yeah, not because he said do it, it's just now I've started it. Yeah.
Well, did he even join?
No, not yet, no.
It's
I
not that
think
I'm
he
spoils, Tog. Okay, so fuck you.
I think it might be because if I do everything he asked me to do and he still doesn't show up, do you know what I mean? Then
Yep.
it still won't matter. Yeah. I might do. I might not. I don't know.
I don't know. I find JiL to be very
Annoying.
unprepared for you to actually be like, oh yeah, sure, let's do it now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he'll turn up in like 3 days and then claim that you backed out or something. Yeah.
Yeah, he won't show up for the thing right when he says it. He'll have a stream a week from now and not tell you,
Yeah.
and it will be at a time in which you're in bed, and then he'll tell everyone that you chickened out, and then just not tell anyone about the one that you had when he asked for it.
Actually, I think he said he stopped streaming on his channel until Biden is out of office. So,
Does that?
so if Biden wins again, then he's not going to be doing streams for another 4 years. I don't quote me on that. I could be misremembering.
I would ask him to clarify what happens if Biden isn't in office but Trump still loses.
That's a good question. That is a good question. Hey, JiL, if you're out there, you need to answer this.
Because the Supreme Court's going to hear that case
Thank
about
you.
Colorado, and there's a tiny itsy bitsy chance that the Supreme Court will just determine that he did commit insurrection. If the Supreme Court then does it, then he's done.
Okay. Look, I'm not a Trump supporter and all, but they've been going after this man for like 10 years or longer, and nothing seems to stick. I don't get it. Is he going to jail yet? Is he being killed by Tyrone? Nothing they throw at him seems to stick. The man's still free. I don't get it. What the fuck?
Well, most of the stuff that when you say throw at him, right? That's all just been people on basically television crying about Trump being, a bully, essentially, or just being crude, right, in general. Some whatever. They got upset because he said a thing, and then they talked about it on CNN for 5 weeks. Right. That isn't actually something that. It's not only not something that gets thrown at him. It's not even something that would stick if it was thrown at him. Right? He's he seems like he's losing every single case he's in right now. Yeah, in fact, he just lost one of them like a couple weeks ago, or like a week ago. It hasn't been that long.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the day when they throw him in, in a cell and throw away the key. Or
That's
Yeah.
probably not going to happen.
well,
He might get. It could. It technically could. I think that he's probably like. I think the best you could hope for if you don't like Trump is house arrest.
I mean,
Of course, it's house arrest at Mar-a-Lago, which is basically just a resort in Florida. So it's not that much of a punishment. He'll still have millions of dollars.
well, yeah, it's house arrest. That's not punishment. Fuck that. Like, so he can't go out. Like, okay, he'll send his butler for groceries, which or just order from Amazon. It's like
So what you're telling me is, I get to sit in my resort and play golf and watch TV. Like, is that what you're? That's my punishment. Okay, I think that's what you're gonna get.
It's like that. Who was that drug guy from Colombia?
Which one?
yeah. Isn't there like 5?
Yeah.
No,
No,
they're like
the big
isn't there
one.
like hundreds of thousands?
Yeah, I mean the big
Drug
one
guy.
in like the 70s or something. What's his name? And he basically built his own jail. He was arrested and he didn't want extradition from Colombia to America. So they arrested him, but they put him in
Like
jail.
Pablo Escobar.
That's the one. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So he basically shipped a lot of prostitutes and drugs and all his mates into the jail.
Yeah.
So it's, you know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
almost like what the Italians got in like New York and Chicago.
Hey, yo, what are
Right.
you doing? Oh, I don't know.
they somehow they would get sent to a minimum security prison that had kind of like dorms that had cells in them. And then they just all get put in one dorm, and they have their own little area. And they just fix their own food, and it would basically just be them living in a house that just happened to be in a prison.
Yeah.
Being around other Italians would be its own punishment. So that sounds so funny. But could you really call Norway's prison islands punishment? Because they're really not. When you think about it, like those motherfuckers have beds, have tables, have fucking desks, have either a 360 or a PlayStation. They can go out. They can go out and walk the island. They just can't. To get off of it, like
Yeah, I mean, it's still
just
technically a punishment because having an
one hell of a punishment.
outward imposed limit on your freedom, right, still has a negative still has an uncomfortable effect psychologically on people.
No,
because of how humans are. But you're right. It is a highly survivable version of that.
Yeah. It's a punishment, just not much of one. Yeah.
They still keep the murderers and like all those really, really bad people in a relatively normal prison. Like when Wildheart went to prison, went to jail, he would go to the island prison, right, where it's basically just this little resort area where the prisoners live together. He would not go to where all the serial killers are.
No, I was category B / category C. Sometimes I was category B. So it was. I mean, category A is the top one. So it wasn't far off. Do you know what I mean? Like some of the prisons I went to were category B, which
You're
is just
harmless. You're harmless, but not really harmless. If that makes sense. Like you weren't that much of a danger, but you.
yeah,
But anyways, I would personally would never want to go to. You would never want to go to jail or prison. Which the one that's really bad. I always get the two confused. I don't know which one's which. But after watching so many videos from JD Delay talking about prison, yeah, no thanks. I'm staying here. I'm staying outside where it's nice. Like I would not, I would not survive in there. Okay, the first day I walk in, some guy might come, some guy might walk up to me and just punch me in the face, just for being albino or disabled. I would not survive. God damn.
no, it might be different in America, but you will get treated. You would actually probably get treated better than you do in the outside. Honestly, like at least in like the disabled people and stuff like that. Like they got treated really well. Not by the guards, just by the other prisoners. Like the other prisoners are mostly nice.
Well, I
Do you
mean
know
that
what I mean?
is that is kind of fair. Even JD Delay did say that some prisoners who were disabled were kind of given special treatment, but not really. I don't know. Definitely something I would not want to be in because unless I told you I was disabled, you couldn't tell, right? Being visually impaired doesn't really have a sign.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
sheltering straight people under the floorboards, aren't you? God damn. Ugh. Society is going to be so futuristic in 2030. Society in 2030. I didn't see the above text. But yeah, that's funny.
Oh, welcome back, DT. Good to see you.
DT, love you.
Yeah, you would have to stop going around saying that I love you.
Thank you, thank you.
That might get negative consequences.
I would never want to go to like prison, but at the same time, I am curious as to how that would be.
And actually, on that point, at least in British prison, yeah, the gay sex was like minimal, even non-existent. Like there's less gay sex in prison than there is in the
Yeah,
outside.
maybe in the UK, but
Yeah.
JD Delay did say they make a lot of shorts.
Like I know you're trying to like hide it, right? But if you ever get on trial, I will have to send a letter to the judge explaining how prison is just basically going to Disney World for you.
No, in my law, the judge would be a Freemason. Ah.
Oh, that's cool. Parents killed in drone strike. Yay, no bedtime.
I love dark humor. The multiverse is real. Prove me wrong.
I don't have to prove you wrong. You have to prove yourself right.
Celebrates this one again.
I love this one because so many people just goes right over their head. They don't catch it.
Black
Yeah,
baby. Yeah, I remember this one. Yes.
Black baby, white mom celebrate single moms.
The quality is a bit low. I don't know whether it's
Yeah, it was a
itself,
picture. It was a picture taken with a cell phone that isn't intended to be Instagram.
It's fine.
I'm just saying your DEI I think backfired on that one. You needed to think this one out a little bit.
Yep. So, DT, I don't know if you heard, but this madman is planning on going for 12 hours straight.
12 hours straight. Wow.
Yep. The stamina on this motherfucker. Holy shit.
No, oh no, I forgot. I forgot to mention I won't be here for all of it. I'll be in
What
bed.
the fuck is the point of? Wow, you are.
Oh.
God damn.
Well, you mean if JiL shows up while he's asleep, technically the stream's still going and JiL didn't come in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I still win. You know?
Anyway, this is a metaphor for lots of things, but this is also a metaphor for a 12-hour stream just to talk to JiL.
Yeah.
Well, JiL waited until he fell asleep last time.
Yeah. Oh no, he claimed he didn't know that I was still alive. That was the first message he left under the video. He'd been in once, and he claimed that he didn't know I was still alive. Otherwise, he would have joined. Then he dared me to do it again. I think he mentioned liberal at that point. So I thought I'd do another 12-hour stream and see if he turns up. Yeah.
Well, I salute you, sir. If you want to spend 12 hours waiting for JiL, then that's you.
Only because it's funny. I don't actually want to talk to JiL. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, no offense. Actually, no offense. I'm sure his own mother doesn't want to talk to JiL either. Okay, hold on. Ever read something so stupid it gives you Forrest White Taker? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, to this day, I still can't believe Robert Downey Jr. played a black man. And
Never go full retard.
yeah, and it's actually interesting, right? Robert Downey Jr. actually had issues with doing that, but the people around him, Jamie Foxx, is like, no, it's cool, just do it. Just he's like, oh, okay. Best sci-fi character with 0 good episodes. Hey, fuck you. Farpoint was good. Let's see what else.
No, it wasn't. They were all bad.
Okay,
Great character, terrible episodes.
Okay, so
everything but the original series sucks.
So even when Q introduced the Enterprise to the Borg, that was a bad episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
It didn't really pay off in any way. It was just stupid.
Okay, so what about when Q has a son?
Yeah, I'm just dumb.
Horrible.
Okay, what about when Picard meets Q but God?
Look, the meme already tells you the answer.
Fine, whatever. I was just being a Q defender.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just stop it. You can like Q. I love the character. They just never used him for anything good.
Does that include Voyager?
Voyager's worse.
Yes. 0.
Voyager is worse. Okay.
0 good episodes.
Okay, well. Memory suit powers activate. For the whole people. I love DS9 memes, I swear.
I like DS9.
Yeah.
You know the best part of DS9?
Zodo.
Absence of trying to make stories with Q. Best part.
They tried once and that was horrible. Okay, I will agree that the Q whatever that episode was terrible. When they had Q just be like, "Come on, to fight me," and he's like, "You hit me." Picard wouldn't. I'm not Picard. It was nice to see. It was nice to see a captain with balls. I'm sorry, everything weaves these new electronic chips now. No one wants wooden toys anymore. Please, Santa. No, I have a family. I know. They're already in the hole. Oh, god damn. Oh.
This is Mercy. This is what Mercy looks like.
Yep. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, that's going to need some explaining to me. I don't
Fucking
know.
cartoon logic.
So it's the LGBT flag on the cat, and the gun is the Palestinian flag.
Okay.
Yeah, they are LGBT people who support Palestine. So it's like
There are a lot of them that support Palestine.
yes, okay, a lot of them.
Like,
Let me
it's-
correct
it's-
myself.
Yeah, it is enough that you just go, "What is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with this group of people? They don't get it."
Nope.
When the Israelis more or less left Gaza, right, over the last the last decade and a half, like, gay people started being killed, like, almost immediately.
Okay, so what is the what do the brown and black stripes represent? Because I know you have trans and then you have LGBT. Sorry, LGB.
Oh, the race. It's the race. It's
Okay,
This is intersectionality. This is brown people,
Yeah.
black people.
So the LGBT, what? So the LGBT are to do with race now as well.
Yeah, they added it to the flag because they're going to add everything to the flag, except for I don't think the white triangle actually stands for white people.
Obviously not.
They're going to include everyone but white people, basically, probably.
So it's basically everyone that's different. That's not normal.
Yeah, so that they become the norm.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of self-defeating?
Yeah.
What if that offends white people?
Well, white people don't count because white people are awful.
Okay.
Yes, we don't count.
Right, that's the
I mean,
whole...
I double don't count because I'm an albino, and people with albinism are super white.
You have negative count.
That's what...
You know, it's actually funny. My albinism makes me a minority, but I'm also super white. So it's kind of I'm a minority, but not really because I'm white or super white.
Let me just see if I've got this right. So the French surrender, the Germans are the aggressors, and the Switzerland are neutral.
Now, so Germany in both world wars fucked France, while Switzerland just sit there and played video games.
Yeah.
Or, the equivalent during that time of playing video games.
Yeah.
Basically, they just did nothing and sat there.
That's the whole meme.
Yeah.
Although it's quite interesting.
It's hard to distinguish.
So
it's hard to distinguish from that photo that Germany's actually fucking France.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's trimmed off as much as possible to make it
Yeah.
technically safe to be put on YouTube.
Technically
Okay.
safe.
Right. Yeah, you really have to look at the context clues about what's going on.
I was trying and I couldn't come up with it.
So wait a minute. In this case, the woman is getting cucked. Just noticed that.
Francis getting
The
fucked.
woman is getting cucked. Unless it's also
Well,
unless France is also a woman.
Francis the
Music
woman.
enabled. Music disabled.
Oh, that's
Oof.
true.
That is fucked up. But that's the point of gallows humor.
Wait, what's fucked up? What do you got against disabled people?
Wait a second.
Nothing. That's what I mean. I don't have anything against disabled people. I am one. Well, not that disabled, mind you, but
Okay, here's a spicy one that's technically not racist.
yeah, technically
Okay.
not racist. Let's see.
It just looks racist until you follow the logic.
Oh my God.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
racist.
Brace yourselves. Wow, that's gonna be
Holy
like...
shit.
Right? 2 fingers, she's kind of like, eh. 3 fingers, she's kind of melting down, right? She's like, oh my God, 3 fingers. And then all 4 fingers, ashes.
I get it.
God fucking God damn. That's so fucked up. I love it.
Like I said, technically not racist. It just looks racist.
Yeah, well, you know.
You can find something else to put up. There you go. That's just
Why love one but eat the other? I don't get it.
the vegan thing.
No, I think I get it. Why love one but eat the other? Then you have a child. I don't get it. It's like from what I understand, it's like I don't get to eat any of them. I don't get it. Like
No, oh no. He's Asian. The Asian.
He'll eat either. He'll eat either
fair
one.
enough. Fair enough. Oh, man, that's even worse.
Whoa.
Oh, here's one. I think the people in here would get and appreciate this.
Let's see. Stages of Lionheart's rooms. Talking so much he runs out of air, forgetting what he said. Get out of my room. Yeah, you know what?
He
He
even
hasn't been
around
around
anymore?
forever. Well, yeah, I was just what I was
What was I
saying. I don't know. Like both JG and Lionheart have disappeared. You know, they gone back to hell where they belong.
Oh,
I do like the cross-eyed one in the middle. That's yeah.
I like to think that JG found some other part of the internet to have highbrow conversations where he could be taken seriously.
God, Africa, nothing. God damn.
Again, my stupidity, but that is going to have to be explained to me.
God is not giving Africa food or anything else worthwhile.
Basically, yes.
And I've had this picture for forever, and I haven't made it into a meme because I just can't. I can't figure out precisely what to do with it. This needs to be a meme.
It's so evil. The eyes. The
Yeah,
eyes. It's
it's
like,
like-
what the fuck?
It's like Barney, but with murderous intent.
If this is true, I love that the actor who wore the suit of Barney started his own sex cult or something. He, he's work, he's doing something porn related. I don't know.
Here's a mean one. I'll admit that it's mean, but it's still great.
Saturated fat. Boy, it's a good thing that Stephanie Elms doesn't hang out, doesn't hang around here anymore.
She would probably consider that a death threat.
You're not kidding. Gynecologist, pizza delivery guy can smell it but not eat it. This actually is a good question. How in the fuck, can you be a gynecologist, be a man, look at that all day, then go home and be with your wife? I'm like, do you just ignore everything? I don't know. I couldn't do it.
So did the immigration bill not pass? Is that what I heard?
I haven't watched the news today.
Oh.
We probably go find out. I'm too busy looking through all my old pictures and stuff.
Go on, Midnight, explain that one to me.
There is no explaining.
Yeah,
Just like that one. There's no explaining. It's just a picture that needs to be kept because it's perfect.
Okay, there's no explaining, but it seems like the picture demands an explanation. It's like, explain me, but there isn't none that makes sense. So it's like, fuck you. It's like, what the fuck? Oh god. How did you find a picture of Ethan Ralph?
I have no idea. This is so funny to me, and I don't know why.
Well, that's because it's a fat guy laying down and having food shoved down his throat with milk. Ergo, he's about to die of choking, or from choking.
There we go.
That's not a real guy, though, is it?
There is no way to make the showing of the middle finger even more offensive. People on the internet.
That is
Hey.
the
No.
Yes, that looks funny as fuck.
Senate Republicans blocked the bipartisan border deal and foreign aid package.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm torn on the do we negotiate things and compromise, or do we just make bills as specific as possible to try to stop bullshit from happening? I don't know which one's the right answer, but I get the feeling that the and foreign aid at the end of that is the reason why it didn't get passed.
Right.
Right.
But now they're. I just read something. They are. Where was it? the chamber, which is the Senate, is now casting a vote to begin the process for debating a foreign aid package without the border security provisions.
I'm almost positive they set up the vote the first way just so they can go on television and go, look, the Republicans voted against immigration reform. Both sides do this a lot. Just be aware that it's bullshit when they do it. Oh, here's a good trolley problem.
Okay, let's see. Trolley problem. If 5 people will die no matter what, but if you pull the lever, the trolley does a backflip, so a stick flip. Do you pull the lever?
Yeah, obviously.
I'm pulling it. Why not?
Yeah, I pull it too. It makes it seem like it's an awful thing to do, but really, all you're doing is trying to witness a sick.
I love how the trolley problem was originally this like big serious moral decision, but now it's become a joke.
A meme.
Yes, there's a whole In fact, I think there's a Reddit subreddit dedicated to trolley memes out there somewhere. I'm pretty sure I've been on it before. I don't remember what the name of it is. Okay, you can put me back down. I was just going.
No, that was a good one. I like that one.
I'm trying to organize all the files I shoved into the same file when I redid my computer.
I see New York, at least I think, was trying to pass legislation to allow immigrants to vote, and it was deemed unconstitutional.
Oh, they did that. It was quite a while ago. It's
good.
I think it's in repeal. It's on repeal. It's still going. They're still trying to get it working. I think if they pushed it to the Supreme Court, I think they'll actually win.
I've never understood in the US how they can like tack things onto bills that they know that will get through. That is like complete bullshit that won't get through. Like if you got a bill that's going to go through guaranteed, they can like tack loads of things onto the end of it that no one would agree to otherwise.
Well, no, it's not that no one.
Yeah.
Right. It's just that, if it was just that thing on its own, more people would be against it than for it.
Yeah. But how is that democracy? How is that fair?
Well, we're not a democracy.
It's compromise.
Yeah. The thing is, that thing that's guaranteed to get passed is probably only guaranteed to get passed with the extra nonsense tacked onto it.
Right. We'll give you border reform if you give us $1 billion for the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Like completely non-related things. Like the thing I saw was something to do with COVID. Something that would definitely get through because of all the restrictions, and it had to go through. So they tacked all these things at the end of it because it wouldn't get through if you attached it to another bill, but it would get through if you attached it to this. That just seems just unfair and undemocratic and just complete bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
It is. It is in a way.
I don't think it's. I mean, it seems weird to call it undemocratic to me, because technically it's not democratic, right?
Yeah.
But it's also not like anything else that's of the same category of things, right? It's it's a law that's being voted on by representatives that they've not always, but most likely have negotiated things to get a certain major thing passed.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems unfair. Like every bill should be passed or not passed on its own merits, rather than just attaching it to a bill that you know is going to get through anyway. Do you know what I mean? There's something that seems
Well,
just
yeah, but
unfair.
the idea is that thing that would get through anyway probably actually wouldn't get through anyway.
Yeah.
That's the assumption you're making that I'm telling you need to reconsider.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's the major thing that's the bill's mainly about might be close to getting through on its own,
Yeah.
but maybe it needs 3 more votes. So they go around to all these different the other senators, right, or
Yeah.
congressmen, depending what part of the government it's in, and they go, they look for the ones that maybe aren't for it, but they're not super against it. They're just kind of in the middle ground, and they go, "Hey, we'll give you this other thing you want if you accept this bill."
Yeah. So it's like bargaining.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
bargaining.
Yeah.
Although sometimes they do it without going through that process, just to try and fuck with the other side, which is what I think happened here.
Yeah.
Because generally, most bills eventually pass in Congress, and that's because they get tossed back and forth, and they get edited, and things get added and removed. Now, if they put this bill up as it is, border control and foreign aid, like to Ukraine, and it's just those 2 things, and then it doesn't go anywhere beyond here, there's no other negotiation. It was purely done so CNN and MSNBC and then other people on the internet can go, yeah, but the Republicans didn't vote for it when they had the chance, so they don't actually want it. They're just
Yeah.
right. So in that case, they're adding things onto the bill that would get passed if the people putting the bill up would actually want to vote for it without adding any other things. But they add things to it to specifically make sure it doesn't get passed.
Right. Yeah. So it can work both ways.
Yeah, because if you look at like the name of the bill, it's probably something like something ridiculous like the perfect border control fix, and then in fine print it says and foreign aid to Ukraine. Like it's that kind of thing. It's like exactly what Republicans want, and it's fine print aid to Ukraine.
Yeah. We probably do similar things in the UK, but it just seems wrong.
I'm positive it's done basically everywhere that you have any kind of similar type of government.
Yeah.
This probably honestly happens in the Chinese government too.
Mm.
Because believe it or not, they do have debates about passing certain laws. So I bet it happens there too, even though they're weirdos. But Biden really hasn't. Has Biden done anything else about the situation where he's butting heads with the Texas governor, or has it just become a lay back and ignore it kind of thing?
Not sure what's going on with that situation.
This is almost kind of the same situation as the bill he just mentioned, but in the opposite direction. Right? In the U.S., the federal government has the explicit authority to control the border. Well, there's just one very small section of the border to where it's like it's right next to a regular border crossing where immigrants come back and forth through. Or these people are crossing the river and coming in the United States, and the Border Patrol catches a lot of them, but not all of them. Right? The governor of Texas, who had been working, by the way, he's working with the federal government on putting up walls and barriers in other locations. Right? So it's only dealing with this one location. The Border Patrol says, hey, you can't just put up a big barrier here because we need to be able to get access to the river. And the Texas governor says, tough shit, we're going to sue you and take you to court to try to keep you from cutting, because they were cutting down the fence and stuff to get to the river. So instead of just rebuilding the wall and putting gates in, right? But just put a couple gates in so the border control can get to the river. They decided to throw a giant hissy fit and act like Biden was very purposely trying to keep Texas from securing the border. Right? They made a big deal about the Border Patrol cutting down the fence, but didn't actually make it clear that what was going on is that the type of barrier you were putting up was preventing the government from doing its legitimate.
So are you saying there's not going to be a Civil War too?
No, there could be. I mean, there's plenty of people out there being asshats about it.
While that was going on, I kept seeing people say Civil War II, Civil War II, Civil War II. It's gonna happen. It's like, you guys want war to happen? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like this wouldn't even have made it into the news if Texas was just like, yeah, we'll just build a gate. That's it. That's all this is about. Having a gate or not. We're probably not going to have a civil war over Texas putting a gate or not putting a gate in a public park, which is where this is.
Wow, it's in a public park.
Yeah, there's a little public park like right next to where the border crossing is, and that's where this is. It's all stupid. But I mean, both sides are being stupid, right? Because instead of Biden coming out and going, "Hey, just build the fucking gate," he decided to go ahead and proceed with the trial, and like mudslinging, right? Having the stupid argument about this, he could have said, "Hey, build the gate," right? I don't think anyone would have found that unreasonable. It would have been really hard to twist that story. You know, a gate you can close. You can close it, lock it, put a guard there. It's fine. It's a wall. It's a wall with a hinge. Just add a hinge. That's the only difference.
Well, folks, I know what I said before. I'm going to keep it going for 2 hours, but yeah, I'm not.
Good.
I'm going to claim victory over JiL because he hasn't turned up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you should claim victory over JiL. He claims victory over others all the time. Even
Yeah.
even when he didn't like. You know what? I'm sorry, but you know what? Wild Hard, you won. There you go. Be proud.
Thank you very much. Get it.
Yeah, get in. I love when you say that.
Oh, but
Get in.
correct yourself. It's not that he didn't show up. He was in the private chat or the
Yeah.
external chat. He
Yeah,
had
he
the
did
opportunity to come in, and he chose not to.
Yeah.
Fair
And
enough.
he not only that he gave. I could see what he posted. He gave no explanation. He just didn't show up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I win, Joe.
Well,
So
his loss.
no more streams for you. Yeah. I'm just gonna. Well, I always ignore him anyway. But
You know,
so thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna go and get. Although I could just go to sleep and leave the stream running for another 8 hours. But
no, just even go to sleep, man.
Yeah, I gotta go
Yeah.
anyway. I'm
Yeah.
actually running late right now for what I wanted to do. So.
Thanks, Wild Heart. See you
cheers,
soon.
man.
Bye,
Cheers, you
sir.
two. Cheers, midnight. Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, that is it. I win. Jill loses. Yeah, all that. Really don't care, but cheers
Hey,
everyone.
Wild Heart,
Yeah.
do me a favor and kick me out. I'm
Can
not
I
on
keep you
PC.
in now?
Well, yeah, just kick me.
Get in. Cheers everyone. I don't actually know how to kick you out. I'll just put you backstage. Or kick from studio. Yeah, there we go. I'll just kick midnight. Cheers everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll be back at some point. Cheers. I can't even do the outro because I'm on a new StreamYard account. But thanks everyone for joining and watching.